since 1951.
District soccer action comes your way Monday. Caldwell County Tigers and Lady Tigers take on the Hopkins County Central Storm in the district semifinal. Join Michael Henry and myself, Mitchell Scott, at 5:45 for the coverage on WPKY.
And welcome back to the interview. Wayne, we'll see an excellent football team coming to town tonight to play our Tigers.
We certainly will. Mayfield Cardinals coming to town tonight, and it's Mayfield. Tough team, tough kids.
Great coaching.
Great coaching, yeah,
Great tradition.
Very much so, very much so. State championships, all the wins. So, just all around excellent program going on at Mayfield. And, they come to town riding high, and they should be. They're the kings around here. So, so we're gonna really have our work cut out for us tonight.
And just looking at their offensive here for the first segment of this interview, they're led by a quarterback who's really outstanding, a left-hander no less, number 14, Jaden Stinson, who really is an outstanding passer.
He is, and he's gotten better over the last couple of years. And being a lefty, things are a little different. You see a lefty back there, just the way we had Burns a few years ago. He was a lefty, so things are just a little bit different looking. But Jaden's done a great job for that program down there. He has good command of the offense. He gives those guys a good opportunity to get the football in space, and he's the leader for that offense.
And we also have running backs, not going to go into any yardage or anything like that, but number 4, Kylon Galbraith, and number 11, Marquezio Jackson, are both more than adequate runners.
They are. Number 4, Galbraith kid. He's tough. He's tough. Not really big kid. He runs hard. He runs up inside really hard, and has speed to get out on the edge on you. Then the Jackson kid's a bigger kid. He'll come in and get a few carries here and there, and they do a really good job from the backfield.
Then they have a really, really nice slate of wide receivers. Number 2, Cade Neely. Number 17, Tate Puckett. Number 5, Alonzo Daniel. Number 19, Diaz Perry. And all those guys could catch it.
Oh, yeah. They're all capable receivers. They all have great hands, run great routes, have speed. They'll throw it right over the top, or they'll screen you. They're really good in both of those. Their screen game is really, really good. Then there again, if they see a matchup where they can go over the top, they're going to give Stinson kid a chance to throw the ball deep, and he has a really good deep ball.
As we saw last year, he threw the ball well, short, deep, middle, mid-range, and all that. So we really, when we're playing defense, we have to know and pay attention to what we are doing in our coverage, whether it's man-to-man or cover 2 or
yeah,
what.
we do. We have to be, very, very clued in. We can't go out and be relaxed and thinking, and we have to react to what we see and get lined up accordingly.
And does that put a little bit more pressure, Wayne, on our defense when we maybe want to drop some linebackers back into coverage a little bit, where they can't cheat toward the line of scrimmage and maybe take away the run, or better take away the run?
Yeah, it does. It does. If you're starting to move guys from their natural position and having them to drop maybe more or pay attention more to something, other than run, because our linebackers are run stoppers first. So that's what we teach those guys: come downhill, check for run first. So yeah, it does. If you start to move guys out of where they naturally play, or give them a different assignment, it does take away from the line of scrimmage.
One thing that we haven't had to do this week is learn a different team's offensive scheme, because they're similar as what you call the system that we play. So you haven't really had to practice for the wing tee or the single wing or whatever comes about that. Which certainly our scout team could really have done well this week, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a lot easier as far as getting them lined up and hearing the verbiage and what to do. So,
except we didn't have a left-handed slinger at
exactly, we didn't have a left-handed quarterback, and definitely didn't have the talent on our scout team that Mayfield has with their players. But it was, and it is. They're a system team just like we are. Same verbiage, same formation, same plays. So yeah, it's almost like a mirror at times when we're going against each other. And they go to the clinics and we go to the clinics, and what, when we used to go to the camps pretty regularly, they'd be at the camps, we'd be at the camps. So it's all, a system thing. So
their backfield sets are going to be like our backfield sets, wide receiver sets, trips, and two each side, and all that sort of stuff. Making something like this work and go is always the offensive line. Anybody that particularly stands out on the old line to you that may feel that we will have our hands full with?
Across the board, they're pretty solid. They're pretty solid offensive line unit. They probably use about 6 or 7 guys. They kind of rotate some guys in. Up front they're solid. They get after you. They run block really well. And they're again with their screen game being so good. Those offensive linemen they run out and get on screen blocking really well too. So there again, we're going to see a tough front five up there, and those guys are, they're tons of experience on that offensive line as well. Those guys have been playing several years, some of them, but they're off a new fresh face or two. But they're a pretty solid bunch up front.
And just looking at their line, their numbers, their front five. Senior, junior, senior, senior, senior. So Jack Taylor, number 70, Trey Arnold, number 68, number 51, Lucas Henley. He's a senior. Wyatt Inman, who is a senior, number 77, and number 56, Colin Price, a senior. The only junior is their guard, Trey Arnold, who probably will go both ways for them tonight.
So they're senior led. There's several seniors up on the offensive line. The Arnold kid will play some nose for him a little bit defensively, and they'll switch some people out as well.
I was going to ask you on defense, were they going to be in their 5-man front or 3-man front?
Probably in that 3-man front, similar to what we do. It's there again defensively. It's similar too. So it's almost looking at them like looking at a mirror, I assume.
And getting back to the quarterback, Jaden Stinson, I know not only does he throw the ball well, but I think, as I remember last year, he hurt us with the run, scramble.
He did.
So he's got that ability as well.
And he does. Yes, he does. Things break down. He's the good thing about this kid. He keeps his eyes downfield. If something does break down, if you get out of coverage or you lose coverage, he's going to find the receiver. Or if it breaks down to where he has to get out of that pocket, he's tough enough to pull it down and take off and run it, and definitely hurt you with his feet.
And what's their mix of running plays, passing plays? Are they 50-50?
Probably pass it a little more after you break it all down, maybe. Yeah, I think they may throw it around a little bit more. I mean, which is to be expected with those 4 receivers they have. So,
and
give those
quality
kids
receivers, and their rushing attack is not anywhere near what it has been. That doesn't mean they're not going to gain 200 yards tonight, but they're not as good backfield-wise as they have been the last 2 or 3 years.
With the Matthews kid last year, I think he probably went for about 1,800 yards last year, and he was so tough on us the last few years he was at Mayfield. So there again, with the running backs they do have, they're very capable guys, fast and quick. The smaller guy, the number 4,
got to get them on the ground, and
we have to gang tackle. We have to get pursuit angles. We have to tackle well.
And when we if they're passing the ball, that demands what kind of coverage from us? Will we play man-to-man or cover 2?
We'll mix it up. Just kind of what we see, what they're in maybe, and might have to mix our coverages up. Field position, down and distance, so all those things will factor in. And, as we go along, we're kind of, hopefully we can dial up the right ones and be in the right position.
I know looking at their 4 receivers, they're all pretty comparable. And that goes into some detail as to who you put your best man on because of the fact that 2 or 3 of them are about equal.
Yeah, and you get to a deal where you can't hone in on one guy because there's so many of them. So you can't really get into that kind of game where you're trying to move people around just to be on this guy's side and all that. But, you kind of get too many things going on. Then we, as a defense,
begin thinking too much.
Begin thinking, and you think yourself right out of stuff. So, we're just going to have to line up. And we're going to have to just man up and go play football and see what See what happens. You know,
and in a situation like that, is there one that you can maybe have a tendency that they run screen more to one guy than maybe the other three, or just when you see them go out, some of our guys will pretty well know, well, they're going to do this or that.
Yeah, and
not 14 other things.
Exactly, and I think from film study, and looking at the stats, you can just kind of tell who's going to get the ball more. It's pretty evident that Neely kid's probably their leading receiver as far as catches, and I don't know about yardage. Yardage probably too. I think a couple of them were close on yardage, but I believe Neely's their number one target according to the stats and watching film. So, you just have to pay attention to some things more than others. But there again, it's Mayfield, and they can hit you from all different angles. So you have to be really, really heads up on, what's going on everywhere on the field.
And their running attack really hasn't changed at all. They still do sweeps, dives, all tackle. And
yeah, they run the zone play, stretch play, power. So, 3 or 4 plays, that's about all there is in the system, really. 3 or 4 run plays. You can make up whatever you want to make up. But, yeah, they don't do, they don't line up. They'll line up like we're going to line up. They don't go out of trying to change their whole scheme or anything. They just do what they do, and they do it well.
On defense, when we have our front three and maybe move up the outside linebackers to defensive end positions, will we rush 5 quite a bit tonight? Or
possibly. It's a possibility. There again, down distance where we are, what we feel like they may try to run, or it's all a mind picking game, I guess.
It's a chess match.
Chess match for sure. So yeah, we could do some different things, hopefully, to help us out and win this ball game tonight.
Good. That's been a look at the Mayfield offense, and we'll be back with Coach McGowan after these commercial messages and look at the Mayfield defense.
Hey guys, it's Brittany McGregor with Farmers Bank, and I want to fill you in on some things that you may not know about. Our drive-thru at our main office is open at 7:30 until 4:30, Monday through Thursday, and on Friday we're open till 6. We're always looking for ways to be more convenient for you, so if you're unable to catch us during our normal hours, don't worry. At our Highway 62 and Edible branches, you can make your deposits at the ATM and have access to your funds immediately. Stop by and see us at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. Deposits may not be available for immediate credit.
Now that the days are getting shorter, your friends at Penny Rile Electric would like to talk about light bulbs. Sounds like a bright idea, doesn't it? Changing your existing bulbs to LED bulbs not only saves energy, but money. While LEDs may cost more initially, they last much longer, up to 12 times longer than conventional bulbs. Plus, they only use about 1/3 to 1/4 the amount of electricity. The next time you shop for light bulbs, make the switch to LED. A message from Penny Rile Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
For delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine, head to La Potacina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or in Marion. Maria's specials are a local favorite you're sure to love. Stop in for delicious lunch or dinner. La Potacina Mexican Restaurant is open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday 11 to 9:30, Sundays 11 to 9. And they offer lunch specials Monday through Friday 11 to 3. Be sure to like them on Facebook for updates and specials. La Potacina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion.
And welcome back to the pregame interview. Wayne, obviously Mayfield has always been known as a strong defensive team, but they've given up some points this year, so that bodes well for maybe the Tigers' ability to put points on the board tonight.
Yeah, they have. And it's just one of those deals, I believe, with their defense. I think they're fairly young on defense. So, sometimes that comes with the territory. If you start to get new faces out there or younger kids who hadn't had any varsity experience yet. But they're in still, I think McCracken put 45 up on them. And, watching that film, McCracken did a good job of scoring when they had the opportunities. And but as far as, them giving up a lot of points, they're going to be able to put a bunch of athletes out there on defense to try to slow you down.
And looking at their defensive line, their front three, their odd front, one is number 33, Derek Stewart, who's a junior. Their nose is Trey Arnold, a junior who goes both ways for him, number 68. And then number 15 is Nathan Watkins, a sophomore. So they do have some youth on that front three. Their ends or outside linebackers are Diaz Perry, a senior, and Tyus Jackson, a senior. So they'll probably be thinking of some of the things that we've just talked about
Mm-hmm.
with us rushing 5 at one time to see if they can. But we have something that maybe McCracken County has a back similar to De'Eric Caldwell, but De'Eric's going to be a key tonight for us.
Yeah, I agree, and our offensive line is going to be the key. What I feel like, those guys are really going to have to pull the bootstraps up tonight, and get after them and be physical, and we need to establish being able to run the football. There's no secret to that. You have to be able to establish running the football, just to help everything else work out on your offense. And you can control the game if you can run that football some. You can control the game. So that's kind of what we're looking forward to is our offensive line. They need to have a really, really big night tonight.
And as you say, if we have 5 yards, 4 yards of carry, that generally results in first downs and ball control.
It does. If you can be consistent and getting first downs or moving it 4 or 5 yards,
Yes.
and then mix in some other things. But if you can consistently get 4 or 5 on runs, we'll take that every night.
And if Russ can have one of his normal games, 15 out of 20 passing, that will also soften them up a little bit.
I'd say it have to. He's been pretty accurate, getting the ball down to people where they give a chance to run it a little bit, hopefully. But yeah, if we can, 4 or 5 a pop on the run, keep Russ consistent and moving around a little bit, I like our chances.
I know Hopkinsville gashed them with 3 plays, maybe over 50 yards. I think McCracken gashed them for maybe similar type plays over long yardage. So with De'Eric, we've got that capability with Barron Wells and a pass catch with Tate Van Hoosier with all our receivers.
We do.
We have that ability.
And hopefully, maybe we can find a couple, 3 big plays tonight in this ball game and, get the momentum swinging on our side. And there again, if we can, ground it out a little bit and try to remove the ball, running it, move those chains, keep the clock moving, all that good stuff, we'll take it.
And Mayfield probably the same way in their secondary as we are in ours. They'll play man-to-man, cover 2, whatever they feel like that they've got us. Maybe some distance to go. They might rush, really try to get after the quarterback. But similar things that both teams will do similar things to each other tonight.
Yeah, be pretty similar. Their secondary, they're a pretty athletic bunch back there in their secondary. They're quick kids. They're fast. Cover really well. And they do a great job tackling, getting you down on the ground. So we'll, our receivers have to do a good job. Something else I think be good for us in order to compete and win this ball game. Downfield blocking has to be really good. We have to, spring our running backs, or if we run a screen or something, all of our wideouts need to go get down on somebody and block them, stay in their face, and try to spring some big plays downfield.
And special teams are really a strong point. I think that both teams tonight, Mayfield, I'm sure has although they've probably not taken a kickoff back this year or a punt.
No, not against them. I hadn't seen anything against them. I think there was a kickoff return they had against someone, I think. So, but there again, they're going to have so many athletes back deep on their kickoff return, punt return. Their kicker's a real good kicker. I can't think of his number 81.
Is it Haley?
I'm not sure what his name
Haley
is.
or-
Now he'll do the kickoffs, extra points, and he'll punt it some as well. Number 81, he does a real good job.
Yeah, that's Micah Haley.
Haley, okay, yeah. So he's real strong. He turns the field over when he punts it. He may knock some 40-something yarders down there tonight. So their special teams are really strong, and we just have to be there again. We have to be heads up on what's going on special teams and make sure we're aligned correctly and react to what we see.
And again, with our injury situation tonight, Michael Vickery still out.
Still out. Mm-hmm.
Riley Orange.
Riley should be ready to go tonight.
Okay. And also, we haven't mentioned yet on the broadcast, but this is Hall of Fame night, so there'll be all that ceremony will be going on at halftime and tent set up prior to the game. Any of these guys going to be speaking to the team, Wayne?
Well, as of right now, I hadn't asked anyone to speak, but if they feel free to, I don't mind it. If they're there when we're in the locker room there, that'd be just great with me. As mentioned, the Hall of Fame guys, want to congratulate all those guys who are going in tonight. It's well deserved. And, it's just really good to be able to honor those guys from, the time they spent at Caldwell County wearing the blue and gold.
Absolutely. And any final thoughts going into tonight's game?
Tonight's game is going to be the ultimate measuring stick for us. Really see where we are, see how well we can compete with a big-time team as Mayfield is. We're really going to have to play well. We're looking forward to a big crowd tonight, and I'm sure it will be. The weather's going to be nice tonight, so we should pack the house.
Exactly, and we haven't mentioned this fact either, but Mayfield comes in with the second-ranked team in Class 2A. Caldwell County comes in with the sixth-ranked team in Class 2A. So that's a measuring stick of how good the game is going to be tonight.
Yeah. With
two quality teams being on the football field. And it being a home game, maybe we have a little advantage.
Hope so. Maybe we can find a little lucky charm or something somewhere out on that field and be ready to, if it comes down to something that late or whatever, just be ready for whatever the situation is, and hopefully we can pull this thing out.
And the other thing that's the opportunity, again, is going to happen this year, where they redistricted and all that, is we might be able to see Mayfield again.
Exactly. The way the district's going to be played out this year, where you play within your district. You very well could see, two matchups against, Mayfield or Murray or about whoever Fort Campbell doesn't. You just never know how this thing will shake out. But, yeah, the way it's set up this year, you could play someone twice this year.
And that's going to do it for this interview. My thanks to Coach McGowan for taking time out to do this interview. The Tigers, again, take on Mayfield tonight in a really highly charged game here at Tiger Stadium. We hope you're here at the stadium tonight to see the game, but if you can't be here, join Dennis Stevens, Todd Griffin, Chris George, Gary Goodacre, John Miller, and me for the broadcast on WPKY FM 103.3. The live stream will be delayed until after the game, and you can see that on WPKYonline.com. For head coach Wayne McGowan, this is Bob Hayes, and we invite you to stay tuned for the broadcast.
Have a great design idea for a t-shirt?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Need new envelopes for the office?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
New employee needing business cards?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Event coming up and need flyers?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Need a new sign or banner?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Direct mail, graphic design, printing copies, and more. Learn more at NewDirectionPrint.com.
Ham Festival 2019 is coming October 11th to the 13th to downtown Cadiz. Come join the fun of the 43rd Annual Ham Festival with music, food, arts and crafts, to the petting zoo and rides. It's going to be a family experience you will never forget. Be sure to follow all the fun at WKDZRadio.com and on the WKDZ Facebook page as we ham it out for the 43rd Annual Ham Festival, October 11th through the 13th. These businesses would like to welcome everyone to the Ham Festival. Penny Ryle Electric, Goodwin Funeral Home, Lights Plumbing and Electric, Goodwin Insurance, and McNichols Electric. Let's ham it up.
Hey guys, it's Brittany McGregor with Farmers Bank, and I want to fill you in on some things that you may not know about. Our drive-thru at our main office is open at 7:30 until 4:30, Monday through Thursday, and on Friday we're open till 6. We're always looking for ways to be more convenient for you, so if you're unable to catch us during our normal hours, don't worry. At our Highway 62 and Edible branches, you can make your deposits at the ATM and have access to your funds immediately. Stop by and see us at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. Deposits may not be available for immediate credit.
Time to head live to the stadium for a preview of tonight's action with the WPKY Sports Crew. The Caldwell County Tiger pregame show is on the air.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tiger Stadium. A big one tonight as Mayfield comes to town. And the winner of this one, the leg up in the district race. Dennis Stevens along with Bob Hayes, John Miller in the booth with us tonight. We'll have Todd Griffin and new Hall of Famer Gary down there in just a little bit. So Gary Goodacre. So looking forward to that. But, Bob, this is the one we've been waiting for. We've had 3 out of the last 4 games have been 4 of the last 5 games have been running clocks. They've been really lopsided. We had the loss to Hopkinsville thrown in there. Tonight's the one that we've been looking for. We can go ahead and say it now. We've looked ahead on the schedule. This is the one we wanted to come.
The game is definitely a measuring stick tonight for both teams, really, Dennis, as to what will happen come playoff time, because these two teams will have to play each other again, assuming that that we're not upset by Murray, and Murray finishes that second place in the district, assuming Mayfield wins tonight. So it is an all-important game for both teams, and we probably come into the game as an underdog. If you looked at all the picks in the Paducah paper this morning, all
up
of
to
them
a
were
35
Mayfield.
point.
Yeah, and the columnist down there gives us no love at all, saying we're going to lose by 35. So I don't think that's going to happen, but we cannot make any mistakes. Certainly cannot turn the ball over and give them short fields to take the ball down and score.
Yeah, we heard in your interview with Coach McGowan, he called this the ultimate measuring stick. So it's going to be a big game for the Tigers tonight. We're going to break it down in just a little bit, but this is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. McGregor Group Heating and Air are here for all of your heating and air conditioning needs, including installations for new construction, replacements, repairs, and maintenance. Offering a high-quality product with a highly qualified staff, McGregor Heating and Air wishes the Tigers a hot winning streak this year and hopes that they stay cool under pressure. Speaking of cool, much better night, more like football weather finally here in October, as it's going to be in the 60s with a pretty good wind out of the north-northwest tonight when we get close to kickoff of this one. So a lot better weather to play football in. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll start breaking this one down, take our first trip down to the field with Todd Griffin. So stay tuned. This is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show on Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
641,945,600 inches, 886,828,800 feet, 295,609,600 yards, 167,960 miles.
That's how far the staff at Pennyroyal Hospice traveled last year to serve clients in their 5-county area. If Pennyroyal Hospice traveled 6 3/4 times around the world to serve last year, imagine what they can do for you and your loved one today. Pennyroyal Hospice, living to the fullest.
Girlfriends, let's face it, we all perspire. And Farmers Dry Cleaners knows what we need. We need our clothes clean. We need them clean now. Farmers Dry Cleaners opens at 6:30 on weekdays. I drop mine off on the way to work. But if I'm running late, they stay open until 6 p.m. so I can just run them by after work too. They always have them ready within 24 hours. Just remember they're closed on the weekends. Farmers Dry Cleaners knows what's important, making me look good. Because if I don't look good, they don't look good.
We've all heard the phrase, service above self, or servant's heart. There are some that actually live by this. We call these folks hometown heroes. Nominate your hometown hero by going to WPKYonline.com and clicking on Hometown Hero. They just may be recognized as the Hometown Hero of the Month.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident, getting paid for your injuries, for your lost wages, and for your pain and suffering can be difficult. Attorney Matt Schock in Princeton, Kentucky can help. Call him at 270-365-MATT. That's 270-365-MATT. Attorney Matt Schock is an experienced personal injury attorney. Initial consultations are free, so call him at 270-365-MATT. That's 270-365-MATT.
This is an advertisement.
And welcome back to Tiger Stadium. This is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. Caldwell County 5-1 on the season. Mayfield 5-1 on the season. And this one's going to be a big one tonight, Bob. We looked at some of the stats. We've gone over these for literally weeks now, looking ahead to this game. The stats, when you start to break them down in the overall for the season, almost identical till you get down to one. We've scored about the same amount of points, given up about the same amount of points, 4 different on that one. Rushing yardage is only 1 yard separating the two teams on the season. Rushing yards allowed, 10 yards separated on the season. But the big one that stands out, passing yards. Caldwell County has thrown for 772 on the season, 1,618 from Mayfield. So I think one of the two keys tonight, we are going to have to control their passing game, cover well, tackle well when we have a chance. And then on our offensive side, we've got to get Derek Hollowell involved early in this one so that they aren't keying on that and not allowing Russ to get into the passing, because the running game has got to open up some passing tonight for the Tigers.
You're right, Dennis. We're facing one of the best quarterbacks in Western Kentucky this year in Jaden Stinson, not only in the western part of the state, but throughout the state as well. He's a left-hander, throws the ball really well, 9 out of 10 last week in his performance against Fort Campbell. Throws it really well, and he's got, as we mentioned in the pregame, he's got 4 guys that can really catch it. Diaz Perry, Alonzo Daniel, Cade Neely, and Tate Puckett. So those kids have you can't key on one because all 4 of them probably as we looked up in the stats, their 4th guy has more yards receiving than our best guy. So that's part of the situation you just brought out about them having so many more passing yards than we do. But we've one of the keys in the game is for us to be able to handle their passing attack and either keep them on the run trying to throw it, but certainly we can't give those guys 4 or 5 yard cushions.
Yeah, we would like to get some pressure on Stinson, the left-handed quarterback from Mayfield, but we've also got to cover well and not give up the big play, let them get behind us and pick up the big score on a quick drive. Stinson's got a whale of an arm. Left-handed kid can really rip the ball pretty good. We watched him in warm-ups. Even the short passes had to cause a little sting on the hands of the receivers that weren't wearing gloves. So that's a kid that can do it all. He's a senior, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with tonight.
And then the other thing is that even though Russ has not thrown for obviously near the yardage that Stinson has, he can still throw the ball, shooting the passes out there at basically about 75% clip. So and they're not just dinks and dunks either. They're over the middle, slants, go patterns. So at the same time that as we mentioned in pregame, the offensive line for Caldwell County tonight has to really show up and control Mayfield's defensive line so we can do something offensively.
And one thing before we go down to Todd and Gary on the field, the part of the passing game are going to be those short little flare-outs to Derek Hollowell. Coach McGowan mentioned it in your pregame coaches show. The receivers are going to have to block down the field. They're going to have to get down and put a block on some people down the field for that to work also, and maybe get Derek out a little bit wide tonight.
And I'm sure that we've got something in the playbook that we've not shown on film yet, and I'm sure most of some of that has to involve Derek, because you want the ball in his hands as many times as you can get it, because he is dangerous, electric, can know how to run. He runs well north and south, and runs to daylight really well.
We're about 20 minutes away from kicking this one off. We're going to send it down to the field now. Big night tonight, Hall of Fame night. We're going to throw it down to a Hall of Famer to talk to a new inductee tonight in the Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame. So let's go to the sideline first time tonight with Todd Griffin.
Hey, thanks, Dennis. We're over here by the sideline, by the field house, and a lot of the Hall of Famers here gathering and just kind of chatting before the game. And I want to talk a little bit with Brian Jaggers, who kind of helps organize the Hall of Fame, and Brian, another really good group this year.
Oh, yeah, these guys are really exemplifies what it means to be a Caldwell County Tiger, and they've grown up to be real good men, and that's what it's all about.
And great spread over here tonight, taking care of all the Hall of Famers, and we'll get to see them all recognized at halftime.
Yeah, I got to give props to Kathy Lewis. She provided the cupcakes and the cookies, and they look really beautiful. And my sister, J.J. Griggs, she helped decorate the table. Everything looks really good.
Great to get the Hall of Fame going again. There was about 5 or 6 years there we didn't do the Hall of Fame, but great to see a lot of these guys get recognized, and great to see them come back and be recognized here in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, it means a lot to a lot of these guys. They put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into their football career, and to get recognized in the Hall of Fame means a lot. So they come back and give back to the community, and that's what it's all about.
All right, Brian, appreciate it, and again, great job on getting us going again.
Thank you.
That's Brian Jaggers, and was looking for Gary Goodacre, and he's walked away from me, guys, so I'm going to chase him down, and we'll talk a little football before we get going here. Gary Goodacre, Hall of Famer, now on the radio. Congratulations, Gary.
Thank you. It's a wonderful honor. It was completely unexpected, but I've had such nice comments from people, and it's nice to think that what you do is noticed, even though you kind of just sometimes are all by yourself with a clipboard and everybody else is doing something else, and you just got to do your job. And I just want to be a dependable person, and fortunately I've been able to come to 267 games.
That's a bunch.
It's not as many as Todd Griffin, though. Todd Griffin is the standard of journalism when it comes to Tigers.
Well,
I'm just happy to be in your realm.
You can never tell about that guy, though.
No, if I can just live in your shadow, the wind beneath my wings, and everything will be just great.
Okay, let's talk about the football game a little bit. Tigers with a tough task here tonight with Mayfield, but a good chance to see where the Tigers stand at this point in the season.
It is a tough ask, but that's what you sign up for. You're going to play somebody good in your district. They're very good, but they've been beaten. Now, McCracken's quite a team, and they have a prolific offense. For us to have a chance, we're going to have to figure out a way to get pressure very much from the three defensive linemen, because if they have all died to throw, we're not going to do very well, because they have the speed and they have a great quarterback in Stinson. If we can make him make mistakes, and if we can make him rush his throws, we can jump some routes, play some possession football, and then let's get to the fourth quarter with a ball game.
Yeah, a little different tonight that maybe we'll see the Tiger football team try to play possession football, which is something we don't get to see a whole lot out of the Tiger offense.
No, it's probably the best course of action. However, you've got to realize that if they give you a chance, if they decide to leave somebody uncovered, or if they key in on Derek and Russ can get some first downs, who knows? I mean, you think you want to play possession football, but you can't get such in a mindset that if the opportunity presents itself, you just deny it. So we still have to play our game. Wherever we're strong, we still got to play to our strengths.
And looking ahead to next week, Gary is going to be on the sideline report with me, so that'll be fun. And the sideline report on WPKY each Thursday morning, brought to you by ABC Finance, Bashir Sawmill, U-Ride, and Barkley Hudson at State Farm. And we appreciate them helping to bring the show. And Gary, got anything planned for next Thursday?
No, we're going to see how the baseball playoffs go. I definitely want to spend some time talking about that. I'd like to relive a Mayfield win over the Mayfield Cardinals. Nonetheless, we'll talk about the game, I'm sure. And maybe soccer makes it to the regional, and we would have some soccer advancement into beating Central and having some good talk from some of the coaches maybe.
Well, I'm already disappointed today seeing my Cardinals lose earlier. Be nice to see some other Cardinals lose in a couple hours.
Well, I think the Cardinals got what they wanted. They wanted a split. They've got it. If they can win one game in St. Louis, they'll have Flaherty on the mound, who pitched well in a loss in a Game 5. So right now, yes, you'd love to sweep the Cardinals sweep the Braves at home, but you're still in the series, and I think every Cardinal fan would have taken a split.
Here at the Tigers Stadium tonight, we've got Tigers and Cardinals, and that's going to do it from over here around the Hall of Fame setup. Guys, back up to you in the press box.
All right, thank you, Todd, very much, and congratulations, Gary, on the Hall of Fame induction tonight. Bob, I started to see if we could get Wind Beneath Your Wings playing in the background down there for a little bit early on in that one, but all in fun. Congratulations to both those guys, two Hall of Famers here on the staff for Tiger football tonight. We're about 15 minutes away from kicking this one off. We're going to take a break and be back and talk a little defense. Also, the coin toss coming up, as well as the national anthem. All of that on the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show, so stay tuned. This is Tiger football on WPKYonline.com.
All the latest trendy boutique styles are waiting for you at Magnolia 2 Boutique in Hopkinsville. We have an amazing selection of apparel that celebrates women of all ages, sizes, and styles. You'll love our jewelry, accessories, and handbags, including our new Bed Stew collection. And we have entire rooms dedicated to curvy size styles and shoes. Our selection and prices cannot be beat, and we can't wait to see you. You'll find us at 5120 Princeton Road, Hopkinsville, or shop with us online at Magnolia2, that's TOO.com.
District soccer action comes your way Monday. Caldwell County Tigers and Lady Tigers take on the Hopkins County Central Storm in the district semifinal. Join Michael Henry and myself, Mitchell Scott, at 5:45 for the coverage on WPKY.
If this community is as important to you as it is to us, we invite you to join us weekdays for our WPKY local newscast at 6:30, 7:30, noon, and 5. 20 newscasts a week means we're committed to keeping you informed on local events. You can also find news when you want it at WPKYonline.com. Thanks for listening to 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
There's an advantage in being the home team. You know who Emma Talley, Jake Lewis, and Pat Gates are. You've seen the wall around Butler Stadium and have heard of the Caldwell Crazies. Trice Hughes, we're your home team. Here's our home team deal of the week.
2019 Rav Crew Cab 4x4, 16,000 miles. NADA retail $39,150. Trice priced at $36,500.
Get this home team deal of the week at Trice Hughes. Find us on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or PriceHughes.com.
There are some surefire things you get when you deal with Armory Gun Shop in Princeton. Quality, knowledge, honesty. Take your firearm experience to the next level and see how the new ownership at Armory Gun Shop is making a difference for the local gun owner. Located on North Harrison Street with hours of operation listed on the Armory Gun Shop Facebook page. Their mission is to provide quality products at fair prices with knowledge you can trust.
The time for talk is over. It's game time. Caldwell County football lives on WPKY. Let's check in with the WPKY sports crew live at the stadium.
And welcome back to Tiger Stadium. About 12 and a half minutes before we kick this one off, we want to thank our friends at McGregor Group Heating and Air for sponsoring our pregame tonight and all season long. McGregor Group Heating and Air are here for all of your heating and air conditioning needs. And you're kind of in the in-between right now, Bob. The air conditioner may get a rest soon, but that heater may have to be used before long. So we appreciate those guys. They can take care of all the new construction, replacements, repairs, and maintenance, offering a high-quality product with a highly qualified staff. That's McGregor Group Heating and Air. We are going to stand now for the playing of the national anthem, and we'll send it down to the field with Todd Griffin and the Caldwell County Band of Pride. And as usual, a great job by the Caldwell County Band of Pride with tonight's national anthem. Just about 10 and a half minutes before we kick this one off. And Bob, so much in the program tonight getting ready for this Caldwell-Mayfield game, I almost felt like we needed to ask Beth if we could go on about 3:30 this afternoon. There's a lot of stuff to cover here, but a big night. Mayfield side already filling up, Caldwell side starting to fill up, so there's going to be a huge crowd tonight. And we are ready for it here as we look forward to this one. Coin toss also coming up, kickoff and injury report. Bob, before we talk very much farther, let's go ahead and cover that injury report. And that's brought to us by Dr. Mike Littlejohn. Dr. Mike would like to wish the Tigers a safe and successful season. Dr. Mike Littlejohn is your one-stop shop for all of your sports medical needs. And I'll let you take care of the injury report after talking to Coach McGowan.
The two Tigers that are injured, Michael Vickery, it will not play tonight. He's still suffering from his dislocated kneecap, but possibly can play next week against Fort Campbell. Riley Orange, who got banged up last Friday night or 2 Friday nights ago, probably will see action tonight, Dennis. So we're basically coming into this game extremely healthy, except for Michael Vickery, who was a starting offensive lineman. But what that happens is we've had to move other people into that spot, and they're getting experience, and as the more experience you get, the better you're going to play. So hopefully we get Michael back, and these guys that have been spelling him, taking his place, will serve as good replacements for the other linemen that may need a rest every now and then.
Thank you, Bob. That injury report, as we said, brought to you by Dr. Mike Littlejohn. The captains for Caldwell County are on the field right now waiting to go out for the coin toss. No sign. Well, there's the Mayfield players coming out, so not long before we'll have the coin toss tonight. Also want to remind everybody, Hall of Fame induction tonight at halftime. So that Little Caesars halftime report is going to be great. You're going to have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. You're going to have the Band of Pride on the field tonight in full uniform. We'll get to check those guys out.
And maybe there'll be enough time for Bob's stats.
And Bob's stats.
Unless we put 10 more minutes on the clock.
And also go down to 2 Hall of Famers on the field at halftime. So I think Brian's getting his money worth on the Little Caesars halftime report tonight. Hope you'll stay tuned for that one. That's going to be great. Bob, let's go ahead and do the prayer as the players line up and get ready to come out. We'll get this into the broadcast tonight. Holy God, thank you for another Friday night. We ask that you protect each student that steps on the field tonight. And we also ask that you bless the efforts of each student in ways they never thought possible. In Jesus' name we pray.
And further, Lord, we ask you to give continuing comfort to the Barnes family, courage and sportsmanship to the players, patience and understanding to the coaches, wisdom and knowledge to the game officials, and lastly, peace to us all. We ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Coin toss about to take place as the players are shaking hands down on the field. Coin toss is brought to you by Travis Construction and Concrete. And for the coin toss, we'll take it back down to the field with Todd Griffin.
Okay, Dennis, thanks. The players down here still shaking hands. Coaches down here with them, and officials shaking hands with both teams' captains before the game as the Tigers get set to take on Mayfield tonight in a big Class 2A First District matchup.
Gentlemen, we're not going to tolerate taunting, baiting, any unsporting-like act during this football game. That's your warning. This game of football is played from the shoulder pads down. Do not use your head at any time to punish yourself or your opponent. You are the visiting team. I have a silver dollar. That is tails, and that is heads. Mr. Hobbs is going to help me on the coin toss. Do you choose heads or tails? Tails. He said tails.
Tails is called.
It is a tail. As you can see, you have your choice. You're going to defer. Receive? Okay. Kick away? Okay, you guys go over and you guys come over here and face it.
All right, guys, you heard it. Mayfield won the coin toss. They will defer to the second half. So the Tigers are going to get the football first here tonight at Tiger Stadium.
All right, thank you for that, Todd. Down on the field, 6 minutes to go before we kick this one off. That coin toss was brought to you by Travis Construction and Concrete. Travis Construction and Concrete for all of your construction and concrete needs, as well as driveways, porches, foundations, basement walls, decorative concrete, remodels, and much more. Good luck, Tigers, and here's to building a successful year from Travis Construction and Concrete. And, Bob, a successful year would include a big win tonight over Mayfield.
At least this win, and hopefully we've got, if we win tonight, we've got to beat them again somewhere down the road. So it's one of those situations where that's what you want to play good competition, great competition. Well, obviously it's what we're involved with tonight. So we can't wait to get this thing started, Dennis.
And, Bob, under the new playoff format, of course, it's in district the first 2 weeks. The number 1 seed will play the number 4 seed, which likely will be either Fort Campbell or Ballard when they play each other. The winner of that one will advance to play the number 1 seed. 2 and 3 play, and then those 2 winners will play the following weekend. After that, it goes to an RPI system similar to college basketball. And right now, you've got 3 of the top 7 teams in 2A in our district, in Mayfield at number 2, Caldwell at number 6, and Murray at number 7.
And the irony of that situation is one of those teams will not get into the playoffs.
Well, they won't.
They won't get into.
Week, yeah.
Yes. But that's the way that they've decided to do it this year. So it's what it is, as they say.
Yeah, I don't think the coaches really were in favor of it, but KHSAA seems to think it's a good idea, and that's what we're going to go with. So that makes this game important. The winner of this one's going to really get a leg up in the race for that number 1 seed.
One of the things that they did to change that rule was they didn't want teams traveling great distances, if you will. And whether that's helped or not remains to be seen once they get past the first 2 games.
Bob, we've got about 4 minutes to go before we kick this one off. Just a real quick comment. We was going to talk about the defense a little bit. Caldwell County's defense has been playing well. You got Ben Holt that's just following the football everywhere it goes. If they threw it in the stands in Mayfield's area tonight, he'd be up in the middle of the stands. That kid hawks the football. He leads this defense in tackles, and they play strong. On the other side, you talked with Coach McGowan, that defensive line starters for Mayfield tonight includes a sophomore.
Exactly, and I've been hearing some great reports on Elijah Shaheen, who
you gotta
really
mention
comes to
Elijah.
play every night, and we think he may be a force to be reckoned with tonight on the defensive line, along with Drew Davis and Mr. Kilgore. So right, it's going to be a nice it's a chess match. Whoever wins the turnover battle, I'm sure will obviously be in the catbird seat, but we're going to get the ball first to see what we can do with it. And while we're in this first quarter, or approaching the first quarter, Dennis, I want to mention that is brought to us by Cozy Living. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique has been under the ownership and management of Pam and Hab Haverlock for the past 3 years. Beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. They are also your local U-Haul dealer. Stop by the store. Pam's usually got all kinds of sales, discounts going. See Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be.
And Bob, the players are lining up on the field for kickoff. We're still 2.5 on the clock. I don't know if they're going to start it a little bit early, but the kickoff is brought to you by Purcell Tire. Let's kick off the school year right with a free vehicle checkup from Purcell Tire. Trust us to keep your vehicle running great so that you'll never be late for school or work. Purcell Tire on U.S. Highway 62 West in Princeton, and you can also contact them at www.purcelltire.com. While we're getting set for this one, I want to thank Chelsea Farless for coming up, bringing us some T-shirts tonight. They're distributing some. Community Medical Clinic on Hawthorne Street, the old health department in Princeton. So we appreciate her for the shirts tonight, Caldwell County Tiger T-shirts. And they took the time off the clock, Bob. Everybody's ready for this. We're going to move it up a couple of minutes and get this one underway. Caldwell County has a couple of players back deep. Looks like Hollowell and Wells back deep at their own 10-yard line.
And looks like some of the officials are taking, I'm not sure what's going on the other side of the field, but looks like we are ready to kick it off here as soon as this one gets back to the near side here.
You and Coach McGowan talked about Micah Haley, the kicker for Mayfield. Got a strong leg. We'll see how far he puts it down the field to open this one up. We are underway going towards Hollowell. Received at the 6. Hollowell across the 10, 15, and hit at the 20-yard line. He's going to fall up to the 22-yard line, so a nice return by De'Eric Hollowell. And Caldwell County will bring the offense on first after losing the coin toss. Mayfield deferred to the second half. So Russ Bashir will bring the offense out and try to get things going early for the Tigers.
And Dennis, we want to take pause right now. This is WPKY 103.3 FM, Princeton, Kentucky.
Two receivers to the right of Bashir. Quickly comes to the near side, throws it up, looking for Wells. Makes the catch. We'll see if they call him inbounds. Got a foot in. Great catch by Barron Wells all the way out to the 47-yard line. And a great pass by Russ Bashir. He put that where only Wells could pick that one up. Wells did a great job on the reception, getting a foot down on the sideline. Caldwell keeping a little extra blocking in the backfield. Handoff goes to De'Eric Hollowell. Gets around the left side across the 40. 35, pushed out of bounds just shy of the 30. And Bob, I think that's the side that the sophomore is on the line for Mayfield.
And that was a 25-yard pickup by De'Eric on that play.
Ball down to the 32-yard line, 1st and 10 Tigers. Bashir drops back, gets good protection, in and out of the hands of De'Eric Hollowell at the 30-yard line.
And that was, he had some running room if he could have hung on to that ball, Dennis.
First down's coming quickly tonight, of course, brought to you by Lake Barkley CrossFit. You can never be too healthy, too strong, or in too good of health. Lake Barkley CrossFit has classes designed for anyone at any fitness level. Empty backfield for Bashir. He puts Hollowell in motion. Hands off Hollowell, ball on the ground. Still on the ground. I think Caldwell County fortunate to keep it.
I'm not sure whether they're going to call that a fumble or an incomplete pass, yes. Incomplete pass is what they've ruled.
We're going to have to move it up to the 32. Yeah, there he goes.
And brings up third and
10 for the Tigers from Mayfield's 32. Trip set to the right. Hard count by Bashir draws Mayfield off. That'll make it a little bit easier. 3rd and 5 coming up now for Caldwell County.
Number 15 for Mayfield jumping offside, Nathan Watkins, a sophomore. So
some youth in that defense, uncharacteristic really of Mayfield. Usually you see a plethora of juniors and seniors on the field. Bashir keeps Hollowell in the backfield. He's got 2 receivers to each side. Hollowell in motion. Bashir is going to keep it, goes up the middle. Gets near the 20-yard line, down at the 21. Should be plenty for a first down. That should be a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down for the Tigers. Looking good on this opening drive so far. Officials blow the whistle as the chain gang moves the sticks down on the far sideline. A group near and dear to your heart, Bob.
Yes.
A lot of years you spent on that. Snap back to Bashir. Hand off to Hollowell. Spin move. Gets down, maybe picks up a yard on the play down to the 20. So Caldwell will have 2nd down and 9 coming up from the Cardinal 20.
7th play of the drive coming up here, Dennis. 2nd and 9 for the Tigers.
Trip set to the right. Snap goes back, hand off to Hollowell. Gets around the end down near the 16-yard line. I think that's where we're going to mark him out. Stepped out of bounds at the 16. So it should be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. Going to bring Wells, the only receiver, to the left. Keeping Van Hoosier in for some extra blocking. Bashir calls for the snap. He's going to keep it himself, tries to get around the right end. Had some room, closed down quickly by Mayfield. Gets down to about the 14-yard line.
And that's the speed of Mayfield.
Yeah, it looked like Russ had some green in front of him. Quickly shut down by Mayfield. 4th and 4 for the Tigers, as they are, looks like they're keeping the offense on the field. Just a couple of minutes gone here in the first quarter. No score. Handoff is going to come around to Wells. He's going to be thrown for a loss back to the 21-yard line. So after some promise on that opening drive, Caldwell County is going to turn it over on downs and give it to the Mayfield Cardinals.
Was that a run or a pass?
Yeah, that was a run. It was a. They put Wells in motion, came around, picked it up. So Jaden Stinson, the highly touted quarterback for Mayfield, hands off and some room. It's number 4 across the 30, 40. Chase from behind, pulled down in Caldwell County territory, but that is number 4, Kylan Galbraith, averaging right at 100 yards, I think 99 yards a game. Big carry on first down for Mayfield all the way down to the Tiger 43-yard line. Or 44, they're going to back it up a yard, Bob, my fault. System team, just like Caldwell, 2 receivers left and right. Handoff this time to Galbraith, and he's going to be sealed off at the 45-yard line. Drew Davis on the tackle for Caldwell County.
Lee lost a yard on that play.
2nd and 11 coming up for the Cardinals. Mayfield with the 1 loss on the season to McCracken County. They're going to put Stinson up, or Stinson delivers to the far side. So to say they put Galbraith up at the receiver spot in the slot. Pass is complete up to the 41-yard line. 3rd down and 7 coming up for Mayfield. Empty backfield for Stinson. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Stinson, left-hander, drops back to midfield. Over the middle, complete, and brought down. It'll be a first down to number 2, Cade McNeely, the leading receiver on the season for Mayfield. Bob, the referee almost in the way of that one. almost helped Caldwell County out a little bit.
I wish he'd have helped us out more.
2 receivers each way. Keeps it back in the backfield. Handoff to number 4, trying to get around the right side. Turns up the field. Flag on the play. He gets down to the 15 before he's tackled, but there is a flag.
It's coming back.
Holding on that one. Galbraith had nothing, and then suddenly a big, huge hole opened up for him. So you kind of suspect this one is coming back. I'm with you, Bob. I don't think blocking opened that hole up. And penalty's going to back Mayfield back up to the Tiger 37-yard line. 8:07 left to go in the first quarter, no score. Caldwell County looked good on their opening drive. It stalled out at the 21-yard line of Mayfield. Stinson back out, and he has number 3, Trayvon Halliburton, a senior in the backfield with him to his right. 2 receivers set each way. Stinson throws to the sideline, incomplete, looking for Cade Neely. Neely never turned around for that one. Nice coverage by Caldwell County's number 30, Max Ashley. Second down and 17 for the Cardinals.
Stinson so far, Dennis, is 2 out of 3. That was his first incomplete pass of the evening.
Russ Bashir is going to play center field just about all night. Stinson gets the play from the sideline. Number 14, a senior, averaging about 280 yards a game through the air. Sends running back into the slot. Extra tight end in. Stinson over the middle, complete to Neely. Breaks a tackle at the 30, gets down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. I think that was that Halliburton, I think, on the reception.
I think it was number 3, yes.
Third and 3 for Mayfield. Galbraith in the backfield. Deep back behind Stinson. Stinson tried the quick hard count. See if he could pull Caldwell off, get the automatic first. Handoff goes to Galbraith, finds a hole, hit, and stopped and
closed.
Really sudden at the 20-yard line.
Holes closed quickly.
It's going to bring up 4th down and short. He's just shy of the 20. About a football length.
Are they going to measure? Probably not. I think it is short.
I think he's got to get all the way to the 20. So big stand here for Caldwell County early with 6:36 to go in the first quarter. 1 receiver to the far side. Big package of backs in the backfield with Stinson. It's going to be a direct snap to number 2. He breaks a tackle, lowers his head inside the 5. Snap went to Cade Neely. And it's a first down and then some for Mayfield as he gets down to the Tiger 4-yard line. And they're going to leave Neely in at the quarterback position. He takes a snap, hands off, and it's touchdown Mayfield. That's number 11, Marcasio Jackson, another senior. So the Cardinals convert a 4th down and short. And 1 play later, it's Mayfield with the first score of the night, 6-0. Score comes with 6:02 to go in the first quarter. And that'll be a hit tonight. Frankie Brown says coffee is ready. Cool night here at Tiger Stadium. Micah Haley on to try the extra point attempt. Coach McGowan said this kid's got a strong leg and very accurate. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 6:02 left to go in the first quarter, it's Mayfield 7, Caldwell nothing. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
You're listening to Caldwell County Football on WPKY Princeton. Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Cozy Living Interior and Boutique, Lawn Cutters Equipment LLC, Big John's Barbecue, Brantley Furniture, Bella Marie Boutique, Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, Fredonia Valley Bank, Great Wall of China, and by Farless Realty. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Mayfield draws first blood tonight, 7-0 Cardinals, as they'll get set to kick it off to the Tigers. Bob, the opening drive by Caldwell County, impressive, stalled out inside the 20 before we took the loss back to the 21 on 4th down.
And obviously we disdained the field goal to try to get the first down, and Cardinals have come down the field with it and put 7 on the board.
So Haley puts the ball in the air. This one is going to be received by Hollowell at the 12. Finds a seam on the far sideline. He's across the 35, 40, nears midfield, makes a big cut and can't stay on his feet. Falls down at the 46-yard line. Bob, if he could have kept his footing right there, he had a lot of room to get around this end, and that would have had a lot of potential. But I think we may have a leader early for the quick cut of the game. Of course, that's brought to you by Big Boys Barbershop, but a great cut to get back to the middle by De'Eric Hollowell on that kickoff return. Great field position for the Tigers.
He had great, a big opening hole there.
Trip set to the right. Barron Wells to the near side. Swing pass to the far side, complete. Down after a pickup of about 2. Logan Smiley on the reception for the Tigers. We're going to give him 1 on the play.
They marked that ball 2 yards back upfield from where he caught it.
Yeah, not a favorable spot at all. Mayfield showing blitz. Handoff up the middle. It's Hollowell across midfield into Cardinal territory. Good hard run by De'Eric Hollowell. Gets it down to about the 47-yard line of Mayfield.
Pick up of 6 yards on that run by De'Eric.
Makes 3rd down a little more manageable. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Tigers. Closed in set. All receivers on the line. 2 each way. He's going to put Hollowell to his right shoulder. 2 receivers each side, but inside the hash marks on both ends.
Mayfield within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Up the middle, it's Hollowell. First down and more as he gets inside the 40-yard line down to the 38 of Mayfield. Great job of that offensive line of the Tigers. Came off the ball well on that one. Nice hole for Hollowell.
9-yard run by De'Eric on that carry.
That was a great job of that offensive line with that much pressure in their face. Handoff back up the middle. This time it's Logan Smiley down to the 31-yard line. It's a nice run by Logan as we get down near 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. It's a keeper. Bashir dodges 1 tackler, gets it inside the 30. 29-yard line is where they'll take Bashir down.
And that's going to make us bring up 3rd and 1.
You almost suspect this might be 2 down territory. Bashir over the middle, wide open, Trip Branch. He's down across the 10, inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Mayfield fully expecting a dose of De'Eric Hollowell. Bashir over the middle, wide open, Trip Branch. And it's 1st and goal, Tigers from the 3. Great play call from the sideline.
He was wide open too. That's what Mayfield. That's what will happen if we start hitting some receivers out in the open. It'll open those holes for De'Eric even more.
I'm 99% sure he was going to hand off to Hollowell. Hollowell does get it on this one. Goes in for the score. Touchdown Tigers. De'Eric Hollowell from 3 yards out. And Blake Viverette will have a chance to tie this one up. That one coming with 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Logan Smiley will be on the hold. Snap is back. A little bit high. Smiley gets it down. Kick is up. And good. So with 3:15 to go in the first quarter, it's the Tigers 7, the Cardinals 7. Back in 30 seconds, this is Tiger football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
James Bond Roofing has been servicing the residents of Caldwell County for 25 years and has seen many years of Tiger sports accomplishments. They would like to wish all of the Tiger sports teams good luck this season. However, there are a couple players out there they are a little more partial to. So here's a big James Bond Roofing shout out to their very own Tiger football players, Ben Holt and Carter Jackson. Go get them, boys, and go Tigers!
Back to Tiger Stadium, 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Caldwell answers the Mayfield touchdown with a 3-yard run from De'Eric Hollowell after a nice pass reception by Trip Branch. Put him down to the 3. Bob, that's 2 drives. That one Caldwell scored on. The one before kind of sputtered out near the 20-yard line, but still 2 impressive opening drives for the Tigers tonight.
Tigers have moved the ball really well, as you've just mentioned, Dennis, and yes, that's what we wanted to see.
So Viverette will set it up at the 40 and kick it away to Mayfield. Cardinals put 3 players back inside the 15-yard line. Viverette approaches, kick in the air. Short kick fielded at the 15-yard line. Mayfield brings it back to the middle to find a hole, but closed up quickly by number 2. That is Max Kramer. Shut that one down near the 29-yard line. 28-yard line is where they're going to stop that one, so good job by Kramer to shut that hole down. Big crowd here tonight on both sides, Bob. Probably the biggest of the year. 1st and 10, Mayfield. Stinson's going to have 2 receivers each side. Handoff up the middle, tackled from behind after a short gain.
Marked at the 34.
That was Galbraith on the carry. I think that was our guy Travion Samuel with the tackle. I think that was a favorable spot, too, all the way out to the 34, the 33-yard line. Stinson fakes the handoff, throws down the field, complete at the 45, tackled at the 50. Alonzo Daniel, another senior receiver, Bob. They've got a receiving core that's got 250 yards or better at each one. Led by over 600 for Neely. That puts the ball right at midfield. Stinson, swing pass to the far side. 5-yard gain on the completion. That's to number 19, Diaz Perry, another senior.
Pick up a 5 yards on that pass.
Down to the 45-yard line as we tick near 2 minutes to go. Whistle stops play. We'll see what's going on the sideline. I think they had an injured Cardinal, had to get off the field. Was able to walk off under his own power.
You mentioned the crowd, Dennis, with full on this side, and Mayfield's probably filled up the other side as well.
Yeah, they're packed like sardines on the far side. It's going to put number 5 in motion. 3 receivers this side. Handoff is to number 4. That's Galbraith. Gets up and probably enough for a first down. We'll check out the spot. Tate Van Hoosier on the tackle, but it's spotted at the 40. That'll be enough for a first down. Actually, a football just inside the 40. We'll still call it the 40. Stinson's got a quick release, Bob. He looks over the field. He's got his mind made up and gets rid of the ball early. It's going to be tough to pressure that kid tonight.
So far, we haven't gotten any pressure on the quarterback.
This time, handoff to Galbraith. Dodges a tackle at the 40. Gets down to the 35-yard line. So Ben Holt on the tackle for the Tigers. But still, we've got to do something to keep them from picking up 5 yards of play.
We can't stop them, and they can't stop us, is the story of the game so far.
Galbraith in the backfield with Stinson. 2 receivers set each side. Stinson drops back, flushes out of the pocket, throws incomplete. First time tonight we've got some pressure on it. I think that was number 63, Devin Kilgore, flushed Stinson out of the pocket. Brings up 3rd down and 5 for Mayfield as we are under a minute to go in the first quarter, tied up at 7.
Stinson so far tonight, that being his second incomplete pass of the evening's 5 out of 7.
Stinson in an empty backfield, trip set to the right. 2 Cardinals to the left. Stinson drops back, looks down the field, over the middle, complete at the 18-yard line and into the end zone. Touchdown, Mayfield. Diaz Perry from Stinson. So Diaz Perry got wide open in the middle, made the catch at the 18 and took it in almost untouched. One of the strange formations for the extra point attempt coming up. Not sure what this ever accomplished, Bob. It's like the fake corner kick in soccer that we've covered so many times. Micah Haley in to try the extra point attempt. Kick is up. Flared it out, but just got through the left upright and good. 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Mayfield back out in front, 14-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Health First Community Health Center, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Josh Cook, Modern Woodman, K.E.'s Kitchen, Kentucky Homes Realty, Fraternal Financial, Pennyroyal District Health Department, Raider Auction Company, The Joshua Tree, and by Pennyroyal Home Medical. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium, 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mayfield leading this one 14-7. Look at the scoreboard brought to you by Goodwin Insurance. Goodwin Insurance is your locally owned and independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs. Bob, both teams turning out to be a big test for each other's defense. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns from Mayfield, 2 drives, 1 down inside the 20 for Caldwell County before it ended, the other on a score. 14-7 Mayfield. Haley approaches. Ball in the air. This one a good kick. It's going to take Hollowell back to his 6-yard line. Comes up across the 20, 25, finds a seam. Far sideline, brings it back to the middle, out across the 40-yard line. So another nice return by De'Eric Hollowell.
A nice return by De'Eric.
He's only a block or 2 the last couple of times on these kickoffs of breaking one. In fact, he may have had the last one broken had he not lost his footing near midfield. This one spotted at the 40-yard line as Bashir comes back out. He's going to keep 2 backs in the backfield. Hollowell on one side, Logan Smiley to his right shoulder. Low snap. Bashir picks it up. He's going to have to run it himself across the 40. May have been a design keeper, but slow to set up because of the low snap. Picks up 2 on the play out to the 42-yard line. So we'll see if Caldwell decides to run another play as we are under 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Coach Will Barnes pointing towards the scoreboard, and they're not going to get one off. He wanted to go ahead and let that run out. After 1 quarter of play, it's Mayfield 14, Caldwell County 7. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
Your dream home may be closer than you think. At First Southern Bank, they believe that people matter. Having spent over 35 years providing personalized service for real people from real people, let their people work with you to get you in your dream home. Visit fsnb.net to learn more. First Southern Bank, Princeton. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 409424.
What does your morning sound like? morning, Al.
Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Back to Tiger Stadium, getting ready for second quarter action, Bob, and I'll let you tell us about who's sponsoring this while we get set to put the ball in play. I'll tell you what, let's take the play. Handoff is going to go to Hollowell, trying to get around the outside, far side, across midfield. One tackler to beat, tackler pushes him out of bounds, but he gets down to about the Mayfield 39-yard line.
That was a handoff, was it not, Dennis?
That was,
it looked like, to me, a handoff.
They're going to spot it at the 40. Now they're going to bring it back to the 41-yard line. Initially marked at the 39.
17-yard run by De'Eric that time.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right, two backs in the backfield. Bashir gets flushed out of the pocket, goes sideline, throws it, and knocked down, incomplete. Second and 10 coming up.
And we remind you the second quarter is brought to you by Cozy Living, Interiors and Boutique, under the ownership and management of Pam Haverlock. Stop by and see them, see what kind of sales they've got going on out there. Always something that you could probably use for your home. Cozy Living, Interiors and Boutique, everything a home should be.
Caldwell County set to snap it. Bashir takes it. Hand off to Hollowell, getting around the far side. Good yardage on this one, pushed out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Caldwell County really picking on the left side against Mayfield on a majority of their plays tonight.
Going to be Mark Dennis at the 34.
34-yard line is where they'll put this one down. Third and about 3. Just underway here in the second quarter. Hollowell with the handoff up the middle. It's going to be near a first down. I think he's going to be a little bit short, depending on the spot. 32-yard line. It's going to be maybe less than 1, but still fourth down for the Tigers. Big character builder here early for the Tigers with 11 minutes to go in the first half. Trip set to the right. Hollowell lowers his head, pushes. We'll see where the spot is. I don't think they're going to give him a very favorable spot.
No, it didn't look like the...
And are they going to measure this one? I think they're going to call timeout and bring the chains out. But, Bob, it looked like he lowered his head and had the first down. No, they're not even going to measure this one. They're going to say turnover on downs. I really honestly thought, not trying to be a homer, that he had leaned in enough to get past that first down marker.
It sort of looked that way to me as well, Dennis, but we're some yards away from the play.
So Mayfield will take over at their own 32-yard line. Snap back to Stinson, drops back, he's got some protection, looks down the field, he's got a man open, incomplete, overthrows him at the 20. But that was number 5, Alonzo Daniel. Got behind the Tiger defense. Laid out for the ball, but just could not catch up to it. And Todd's agreeing with us. Bad spot on that run by De'Eric Hollowell. So the incompletion, second down now for the Cardinals. Two receivers to the right. They're going to hand off to number 4. Finds a hole. Hit, dodges a tackle across midfield. Down to about the 46-yard line. That's number 4, Galbraith. And, Bob, we literally have to tackle much better than that, or it's going to end up being a long night for the Tigers. He ran through about 3 tackles on the run, getting it down. They're going to call it the 47-yard line. Quick kid, though. You can't.
Yes.
Can't blame
it to be
a lot
better,
of the Tigers,
better
but you've got to,
tackles for
when
sure.
you touch him, you've got to hold on to him. Stinson, quick hit over to number 5, complete. Daniel pushed out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Down to, let's see where they spot this one, 42-yard line. Van Hoosier on the hit for the Tigers. Mayfield driving again, threatening to open this one up early. 2 receivers each side. And Caldwell, it looks like Caldwell jumped off. If it's offsides Caldwell, that's going to be a first down for Mayfield. Because it was 2nd and 5. That's enough to pick up the first. They are moving the chains. First down now, Mayfield. Down to the 37-yard line of Caldwell County. Stinson's going to keep Galbraith in the backfield. 2 receivers set to the far side, 2 to the near side. Farthest receiver is number 5. This one going to come down to the near side. Touchdown. Perfect pass from Stinson to Diaz Perry. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. And Mayfield out in front 20-7. Bob Stinson laid that one right on the money.
Beautiful pass.
Stinson about 3 steps ahead or behind his coverage. So Mayfield's air attack, all it was written up to be so far. Haley in for the extra point attempt. Snap is back. Haley's kick up and good. So with 10:03 left in the first half, it's Mayfield 21, Caldwell County 7. You can follow all the Tiger coverage on yoursportsedge.com. Back in 30 seconds.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Treasures Remembered, Wallace Toy, Josh Ray, Woodman Light, Armory Gun Shop, Black Patch Grill, Jeff Russo, Attorney at Law, Pet Grooming by David Rogers, Taco John's, The Joint Barbecue, and by Community Medical Clinic. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County trails now 21-7. Bob Mayfield took a questionable 4th down spot and took the turnover on downs, marched it down the field, and ended it with a great pass from Stinson to Diaz Perry. And now Tigers find themselves in somewhat of a hole with 10:03 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, I think we both agreed on that 4th down play. We didn't get a favorable spot at all.
Haley tees it up at the 40. Caldwell County is going to put Hollowell and Wells in the area of the 10-yard line to receive. Kick is up. This time it's going to be Wells driven all the way back to his 4-yard line. Wells up the field, going to go sideline, get some space up across the 30, 35, pushed out of bounds, shy of the 40-yard line. Good kick return so far tonight by Caldwell County. Although that's what we don't want is a lot of kick returns because you know what's on the other side of that. But a good job by the Tigers on those so far. 36-yard line is where they'll spot Wells going out of bounds. Tigers take over from there as Bashir comes out. Gets the play. Looks like he's going to keep Smiley and Hollowell in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bashir takes it, hands off to Smiley. Smiley looking for a hole around the end, turns it up the field. Picks up maybe 2 on the play.
They're going to get him out to the 38, Dennis, right? 2-yard pickup.
So 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Tigers. This time Tripp Set's going to go out to the left side. Tripp Branch, the lone receiver to the right. Official timeout now.
And we have we not mentioned, Dennis, we got a lot of youthful cheerleaders down on the track tonight.
A lot of young cheerleaders. Cheerleader area is full on the track. Low snap picked up by Bashir, in and out of the hands of Tate Van Hoosier. Just a big night here as we have the Hall of Fame induction coming up at halftime. along with the Band of Pride, Bob's polyized stats for the first half, a report from a couple of Hall of Famers down on the field. All that coming up on the Little Caesars halftime report. Caldwell County is going to send Max Kramer into the ball game at a receiver. He's going to be paired up with Smiley on the far side. 2 receivers set near side. 3rd down and long for the Tigers, 3rd and 8. Looks like Caldwell's changing the play from the sideline. Play clock, I don't think ever really started, so no trouble there, but a sack as it's Bashir's on the rollout, met by a couple of Cardinals on the roll. And that'll bring out Tripp Branch for sure to punt this one away, as the loss is all the way back to the 30-yard line. Bring up 4th down and about 16. So Branch is back to kick this one away. First punt of the night for Tripp. He rolls, puts the ball up. Kind of a shank, not much on that one, and Mayfield's going to have great field position. Out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So, Bob, the ball was only on the 30, right? So
yes, 7-yard punt.
Only a 7-yard punt on that one. And Mayfield will come out with 8:39 left to work with here in the first half, leading this one 21-7. Caldwell County's defense really going to have to dig in here. Tripp set to the right. Extra tight end to the left. Stinson drops back, gets good protection, throws over the middle, complete, deep down to the 15-yard line to number 5. That's Alonzo Daniel on the reception. Bob, it's just tough. We're not getting any pressure on Stinson. He's able to sit back there in the pocket and just look all over the field. With the quality receivers that they have, it's hard to bottle up 4 or 5 kids like that for 6 or 7 seconds. Mayfield's going to send the trip set this time to the left. Galbraith takes a handoff, tackled in the backfield. Great play. I think that's Ben Holt. Came through the line. Galbraith will lose yardage. Ben Holt and Travion Samuel.
Mark at the 18, Dennis.
Yeah, they're going to put that at the 18-yard line. So a good job by the Tigers. 2nd down and long coming up for the Cardinals. Stinson looks towards the end zone, complete, touchdown. Stinson to Cade Neely. This one starting to slip away early for the Tigers. 7:45 to go in the first half. Mayfield with the 20-point lead pending the extra point attempt. We've yet to stop Mayfield on any drive tonight. 4 possessions, 4 scores by the Cardinals. And John, after this one, we're going to keep it right here because we got a couple of announcements to make. Haley in for the extra point. Almost blocked. He gets this one away. No good, though. First thing Mayfield hasn't done tonight. 7:45 left to go in the first half. It's the Tigers trailing by 20, 27-7 right now to the Mayfield Cardinals. I want to mention a listener that we've been made aware of tonight, Bob. We always like hearing about people in the community. This guy moved back to Princeton, but he's got some Princeton roots. We'd like to give a shout out to Ken Sheridan. He's relocated from Princeton following his work that led him to Louisville. Ken still takes in all the football games on WPKY, loves the live streams when available. He played football with Dennis Tomic and graduated in 1969. They beat Mayfield his senior year by 1 point, and Fred Clayton was head coach, and Coach G was the line coach, and Tomic was the quarterback. So glad to hear from you tonight, Ken Sheridan, and we appreciate you listening to the Tiger broadcast here on WPKY.
Ken's back in my era, 4 years younger than I am, and a good athlete himself.
7:45 left in the first half. Mayfield to kick it off again. And the bad thing is, Bob, they're going to get the ball first in the second half also. So the Tigers really need to put points on the board here before halftime.
That is a must.
Haley to kick it off. This one, a big kick. This one's going to be fielded all the way back at the 1-yard line by Wells. Bobbled it, gets a block up the middle, but a lot of white jerseys running for his life. Gets to the sideline. Hit, bounce back, still on his feet. Looked like a pinball machine for a little bit. Flag came in on the far sideline. He's finally brought down near the 19-yard line. We'll see what the flags are on the field on the far side. Not many flags thrown tonight in this ball game.
Almost has to be against us, I would say, Dennis.
It is a hold against Caldwell County, signaled by the white hat. So from bad to worse for the Tigers.
And where are they going to put it?
The return looked like it was out to about the 19-yard line. Some discussion on where the spot's going to be and where they'll walk it off from. Hold against the Tigers, and we're going to be backed up inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. So not only do we need to move it, we've got to be careful with it, not get sloppy in this area. Hollowell in the backfield with Bashir. Hollowell takes the handoff, makes a cut up the middle, picks up some nice yardage out to about the 14-yard line.
Where do we start the possession, Dennis?
Started that one at the 8. He was spotted at the 13, so a gain of 5 on the play for Hollowell. Second down and 5 for the Tigers with a trip set to the right of Bashir. Russ looks down the field. He's got some pressure. Has to
throw it, Russ.
Can't get rid of it, and he's going to be pulled down at the 5-yard line. Russ rolled right, had a lot of pressure early on, and could not find anybody to throw it down to. Couldn't get rid of it out of bounds. Has to swallow it, pulled down at the 5-yard line. Third down and long now for the Tigers. Third and 14 for Caldwell County. Empty backfield for Bashir. Russ is going to keep it himself. Comes up across 5, gets out across 10, 15, and down near the 20-yard line. That may be enough for a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. We'll see where the spot is. They're going to give it out to the 21. First down, Caldwell County. Nice run by Russ Bashir out of an empty backfield. So first down, Caldwell County. That's a big one to get out of the area of the goal post. It's going to be Bashir again. Keeps it this time pulled down maybe a yard on the play. Oh, sorry, Bob. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Down under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Tigers trailing this one 27-7.
And one good thing while we're keeping possession of the ball, it's keeping it away from Mayfield, Dennis.
Yeah, usually we like the quick strikes by Caldwell County. This time the possession may be better. Completion out to the 30 to Logan Smiley. Smiley did a good job hauling that one in, had some pressure coming his way. It's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where the spot is. And there was a flag on the play. I didn't get the initial call. Looks like it's going against Caldwell County. That was going to end up being right at a first down for Caldwell County on the catch by Smiley. Instead, Caldwell's going to have to back up. We'll see where the spot is and maybe try to find the white hat for the official call. Ball is going to be spotted back at the 12-yard line. Second and 18 for the Tigers. Compact set this one blown dead before the snap. I'm not sure what the call is here. I didn't see a flag come out, but the official's talking at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I think it should be. I think that's what it is. Is it first down or second down? I think it's still first down.
Should be. He had enough for the first before the penalty. And the spot is going to be wrong.
Now we don't know
So they'll
what's
bring
going
it
on.
back out to the 12.
And they still say.
It's still some confusion down there. Taking a while to iron this one out. Todd, shoot me a text if you can tell what's going on the sideline. 6 seconds back on the clock. Todd, you got it? We'll send it down to you. If you do, go ahead.
Yeah, Dennis, there was a bit of a problem there spotting the ball after the last play. The Tigers wanted it in the middle, which is where it was before the penalty. They had to add 6 seconds back to the clock, too, after that.
All right, thank you, Todd, for that. Handoff comes to Hollowell. Wanted to get outside. That one sealed off. He turns it back up, and not much there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Third down and long coming up for the Tigers. Bob, this is how good Mayfield is with their speed. It looks like
They look like he had the corner.
even can get outside on these, and they shut it down quickly.
It looked like Derrick had the corner then, but not the case.
Hollowell in the backfield, 2 receivers each way for the Tigers. Bashir is going to roll left, looks down the field, incomplete out at the 25-yard line. I think he was looking for Logan Smiley on the far sideline. That would have been a whale of a pass because Logan well covered. Incomplete brings up 4th down and long. Incompletion stops the clock with 4:39 to go in the first half. Big halftime coming up as our own Gary Goodacre gets inducted into the Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame. Flag on the play. Holding against the Cardinals.
That might be a first down. Well, may be an automatic first down. I'm not sure where that is in high school.
So we'll sort this one out, see where they'll spot it down at the 23-yard line. Third down and 7 coming up for the Tigers. Break here, see if we can capitalize. Mayfield almost jumps, get back. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Hollowell to the left shoulder of Bashir. Bashir flushed out of the pocket. He's going to roll, looks down the field, decides to keep it up across the 25, steps out of bounds near the 30-yard line. We'll see if he got enough for a first down.
Close. Should have
heads up play by Bashir if he looked over and saw the first down marker.
Should have it.
And they're going to spot it with the nose touching the 30. We'll see if they call for a measurement. And they are going to call the chain gang in, Bob. I think this is our first measurement of the year.
Well, it is, Dennis. So as we like to prognosticate, what's your
I'd say you got it.
I'd say by not even the nose of the football, maybe the half inch of the football.
We'll see the call on this one. Russ stepped out of bounds. Thought he had the marker. And it is a first down, Caldwell County. Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. And you're right, Bob. It was inside the white stripe.
And who was on the carry on that last one? Was that Russ?
Russ. Yeah, he got flushed out, had to roll. Opened up for him, and he picked up the first down.
I got to pay attention to what I'm doing here, Dennis.
So that keeps possession for Caldwell County with 4:08 to go in the first half. Tigers need to put points here on the board, down 27-7 to the number 2 team in 2A right now. Hollowell took it outside, cut it right back up the middle, stayed on his feet, and fought his way to maybe a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Probably the toughest yard Derek's going to have all season long.
10th play of the drive for Caldwell County, and they've just only have made it basically 23 yards upfield, Dennis.
Yeah, this one's slow moving. Bashir puts Hollowell in motion. Swing pass to Hollowell, looks up the field, had some room, gets by one tackler across the 40, shakes a tackler at the 45, pulled down just shy of midfield. Lake Barkley CrossFit first down all the way out. We'll call it the 50. Bob Nose almost touching the 50. Good run by Hollowell. Bashir, quick hit to Van Hoosier. Van Hoosier bobbles it, gets hit, and it'll be taken down for a loss of about 2 on the play. Tate finally reeled that one in, but by the time he did, he had a couple of white jerseys all over him. So 2nd and 12 coming up for the Tigers as we go under 3 minutes in the first half. 2 receivers left and right with Hollowell in the backfield. Pass to Hollowell complete. Turns his head up, lowers it, gets across the 50 down to the 44-yard line. So good catch and run by Derek Hollowell. 3rd down and manageable now for the Tigers.
Pick up of 8 yards on that play.
Bashir keeps it himself on the option, gets stood up and pushed over. That one a little bit painful for Russ. It looked like he got stood up and then bent over backwards. Got it back to the 44. 4th down coming up for the Tigers. Clock running with under 2 minutes to go now. Stay tuned for the Little Caesars halftime report. A little bit of everything in it tonight, so I hope you'll stay tuned for that. Caldwell County is going to take a timeout, and so will we. 1:49 left to go in the first half. Tigers trailing 27-7, back in 30 seconds on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Overwhelmed with decisions when it comes to building a new home? When it comes to heating and air, do you know your fuel and energy efficiency options? The different types of HVAC systems, manufacturer and dealer warranties, indoor filtration options. McGregor Group has over 30 years of industry experience and can help you simplify your heating and air conditioning decisions on new builds. Don't just settle. Be informed. Call the experts at McGregor Group today.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Timeouts brought to you this season by Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton and ready to serve all of your legal needs. Caldwell deciding not to go for it on 4th down. They put Trip Branch back in punt formation. We'll see if they actually do kick it away. Branch rolls, puts this one up. Nice kick, much better than the last one. Angles it towards the corner. Going to be a great kick out of bounds around the 2-yard line. Perfect punt, Trip Branch. That's going to pin Mayfield back near their own goal line with 1:39 left in the first half. A lot of redemption on that one. I'm sure Branch feels a lot better after that kick now.
Absolutely.
So Mayfield comes out leading 27-7 with 1:39 left in the first half, and they'll take over on their own 2-yard line. Hall of Fame inductions coming up, one of many things at halftime, so stay tuned for that on the Little Caesars halftime report. Mayfield, Galbraith in the backfield with Stinson. Stinson's going to air it out far side. This one up for grabs. Almost intercepted. Great coverage on that far sideline. Barron Wells step for step with Daniels.
Excellent coverage on that play.
Incompletion stops the clock at 1:31 left to go. Mayfield not shy about dropping Stinson back in the end zone. They've given him great protection tonight, so I'm sure they're figuring they don't have a lot to worry about. Stinson takes it, hands off to Galbraith. Breaks a tackle. He's got some room out across the 30, 35, 40, midfield, still on his feet. And I don't think anybody's going to chase him down. Galbraith just took it 98 yards for the touchdown. Looking for flags on the field, and I don't see any. So a heartbreaker after the punt by Trip Branch pinned Mayfield back at their 2-yard line. Incompletion, and on second down, Kylan Galbraith takes it 98 yards to the house for Mayfield, 33-7. It may have been the backbreaker, Bob, still in the first half. Mayfield goes for 2. Pitch comes to number 8. It's good. Jax Rogers runs it in on the offset formation. 2-point conversion, 35-7. Still a minute 13 to go in the first half. But Bob, what opened up as promising looking game, first 2 drives for both teams, has really turned all Mayfield since then.
It has turned. And their quickness and speed is what's been the difference. Then it's our inability to get to the quarterback.
And I hate to say this early, but Mayfield gets first possession in the second half. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion will make it almost impossible for Caldwell County with a running clock. So Caldwell County will come out and take the kickoff as the band gets set on the far sideline. No live stream since we are at home tonight, but that will be uploaded right after the game. You'll be able to watch that one on YouTube a little bit later tonight. Bob, this game kind of turned quite a bit after that 4th down play that Caldwell County looked like they had. They ruled them about a half a yard short. But Mayfield has scored on every possession so far this game. I'm not sure if Haley will kick this one off deep. Going to angle short kick. Running up to take this one was Wells. No, that's Smiley, I think. I'm sorry. Logan Smiley on the reception on the short kick. Gets it out just past the 25. We'll call it the 26-yard line.
And one thing they're doing, Dennis, they're not kicking it to Derek anymore on the kickoff.
No, they did the first couple of 3 times. He took it back past the 40 just about each time. Caldwell County's Bashir comes out with his offense. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff. Caldwell County hits the line and pushed back. Not much there at all, if anything.
Who was a ball carrier, Derek?
Logan Smiley on that one. I think Caldwell just ready to get to halftime and regroup. Kind of shell-shocked a little bit after that promising opening couple of drives. Bashir's got Hollowell in the backfield. Trip set to his left. Quick hit to that side, but a tackle as soon as it's caught. We'll see what Tiger it is. Slow to get up, but I think that's Branch. Or number 2, I'm sorry, 2 on the catch.
That's Kramer.
Max Kramer paid a price for that catch, too. Tackled hard as soon as he got that one. 3rd down, looks like he even lost a yard on the play. And they're not going to get one off. They'll go to halftime. And at the half, it's Mayfield 35, Caldwell County 7. We'll be back with the Little Caesars halftime report coming your way in about 3 minutes, so stay tuned. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
listening to Caldwell County Football on WPKY Princeton.
What does your morning sound like?
Morning, Al.
Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Pepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
As a community-owned enterprise, the Princeton Electric Plant Board provides services to the people in the Princeton area. One of the services they provide is to make sure the lights are on over our fields and courts for the Caldwell County Tigers. From everyone at the Princeton Electric Plant Board, good luck to all of the Caldwell County Tigers and hopes for a safe season. And a big electric roar to their Tigers, Tate Van Hooser, Addie Vinson, Kendra Winters, and Lily Horde.
WPKY. We're working hard for you.
And thank y'all for being here, WPKY, for a great job y'all do on it with the community and being out and being involved on everything. Great. Hey, y'all's programs are great. And what about those sports teams that we have on Tigers, Lady Tigers on it? Just awesome that what we're able to do with them on it.
Thanks for your kind words. We're working hard to serve Caldwell County and you. 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Howdy, folks. Right now, come into KFC and get a free chocolate cake with a 10-piece meal. It's free. It's free chocolate cake. How else can I say it? It's a whole chocolate cake that you don't pay any additional money for. See, that's the arrangement. I don't know how else to explain this. You buy a 10-piece bucket meal. I slide an actual chocolate cake made a real actual cake across the counter. You take it. We both go our merry ways. So come on down to KFC. Get your free cake today. It's fair looking good. Offer excludes 12-piece tenders meal. Limited time only. Participating locations.
Back to the Little Caesars halftime report. Hall of Fame inductions coming up right now. We're going to turn it over to Frankie Brown after he just introduced the first recipient, Coach Will Barnes.
That trails only Elijah Sindelar, who is the quarterback at Purdue now, and Shane Burns, who is a pitcher on the Murray State baseball team. Barnes is also third on the touchdown list with 62. He still holds the Caldwell record for TD passes in one game with 7 in a win over Reedland in 2008. Barnes is a 2009 graduate of Caldwell County High School. He went to play football at Kentucky Wesleyan College. He is currently an assistant coach on the Tiger football team. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Will Barnes. Next, we introduce Gary Goodacre. Gary Goodacre has been the Tigers' main statistician since 1997. Gary kept Caldwell's stats for the state championship game in '98 and the state runner-up squad in 2012. Gary is a 1991 graduate of Caldwell County High School, and he is keeping stats in his 267th straight game tonight. Goodacre's oldest son, Adam, is a Caldwell grad and a former Tiger player. He also has 2 sons at CCHS, Andrew and Ben. Ben is a member of the Tiger baseball program. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gary Goodacre. Next, we have Mr. Bob Hudson. Bob was a standout lineman on both sides of the ball for a strong Caldwell County football team in the 90s. Hudson was named second-team All-State offensive lineman as a senior in 1997 when the Tigers went 9-3. As a junior, Hudson received All-State honorable mention on the offensive line as Caldwell posted a 9-3 record as well. Hudson is a 1998 graduate at CCHS, and he played college football at Murray State University. Mr. Bob Hudson. Introducing Mark Knight. Mark was a starting quarterback on Caldwell County's 1990 squad, which went 9-2. The Tigers only suffered 2 losses that year, one against Fort Campbell and one against Mayfield. Knipe was also an outstanding safety for the Tigers and handled the punting duties. Knipe has remained a strong supporter of the Caldwell football program through the years. After graduating in 1991, Knipe played football at Center College. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Knipe. Introducing Chad Lane. Chad Lane was a standout lineman for Caldwell County on both offense and defense, and also kicked for the Tigers. As a junior, Lane was a starter on the 1991 squad, which finished 9-3. After graduating from Caldwell County High School in 1993, Lane played college football at Campbellsville University. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chad Lane. Next, we have Cameron Williams. Cameron was a standout quarterback, running back, and wide receiver and defensive back for the Tigers. Williams shares a single-game reception record at Caldwell with Zach Gaither. He made 13 grabs in a win over Webster County in 2006. Williams tied a Caldwell record with 6 touchdowns, 3 receiving, 2 rushing, and 1 punt return in a win over Crittenden County in 2006. Only Jalen Boyd has topped that record when he scored 1 more than that against Callaway County in 2011. Williams is still third on Caldwell's single-season reception list with 61 in 2006. His 837 yards receiving in 2006 set a Tiger record. At the time, it is now 7th on Caldwell's single-season list. He was second-team All-State in 2006. He graduated in 2007 and played college football at Missouri S&T. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cameron Williams. And let's give the class of 2019 Caldwell County Hall of Fame a round of applause and welcome them back to Tiger Stadium.
And we are back to Tiger Stadium as the Hall of Fame inductions conclude here at the stadium. We're at halftime now. 35-7, Mayfield in complete control of this one. Bob is totaling up the poly-eye stats of the first half. Might take a little while on Mayfield's side. Caldwell County looked good the first couple of drives. Poked it in on the second one, but after that, all Mayfield in this one as they have a 35-7 lead here at halftime. This halftime show is brought to you by Little Caesars. Little Caesars of Princeton features the Quattro Pizza for $7. That's the latest in the hot and ready chain. 4 different sections with a medley of cheese, meats, and bruschetta. Everyone gets what they want. Best of luck this year, Tigers, and go get them from Little Caesars of Princeton.
And Dennis, I'm ready if we want to. The band is assembling on the field for their performance, and so let's go over the stats here at halftime. The scoring here in the first half, scoring got underway with Mayfield on Macasio Jackson, a 5-yard run coming at the 6-minute 2 mark of the first quarter. PAT was good by Micah Haley, and at that point, Mayfield led 7-0. Also in the first quarter, Caldwell County gets on the board on a Derek Hollowell 3-yard run. Brad Vivrette adds the extra point at the 3:15 mark of the first quarter. At that point, we're tied 7-7. In the first quarter, Diaz Perry on a 35-yard pass reception from Jaden Stinson. Micah Haley with the PAT, that coming with 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Mayfield leading at that point 14-7. In the second quarter, also another touchdown reception by Diaz Perry, this one of 37 yards from Jaden Stinson. Micah Haley adding the extra point, that coming at the 10-minute 3-second mark remaining to be played in the second quarter. Mayfield leading 21-7 at that point. Also in the second quarter, Mayfield scoring again on an 18-yard pass to Cade Neely from Jaden Stinson. PAT was missed, and that score came with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the second quarter. Mayfield leading 27-7. Caldwell County then getting on a pretty sustained drive downfield, having to punt rolling out of bounds at the 2-yard line. First down pass goes incomplete, and on second down, Kyron Galbraith goes 98 yards on the ground. Mayfield converts the 2-point conversion, that coming with 1:13 left in the first half. Mayfield leading here at halftime, 35-7. Looking at the stats for the Tigers have moved the ball fairly well tonight. We have 23 rushing attempts for 109 yards. Derek Hollowell with 13 carries for 77 yards. Russ Bashir, 9 carries for 30 yards. Logan Smiley, 3 carries for 9 yards. Barron Wells, 1 carry for a -7. 26 rushing attempts for the Tigers for a total of 109 yards. In the passing department, Russ Bashir is 7 of 12 with no interceptions in the first half. Caldwell County with 7 receptions, led by Tate Van Hoosier with a -2 yards on his reception. Barron Wells had 1 catch for 25 yards. Trip Branch, 1 catch for 26 yards. Derek Hollowell, 2 pass receptions for 27 yards. Logan Smiley, 1 catch for 1 yard. And Max Kramer, 1 catch for a -1 yard. Caldwell County with 7 receptions and 76 yards through the air. Total offense for the Tigers here in the first half is 185 yards. And looking here at the what Mayfield has done in the first half, they've rushed the ball for 12 times for 195 yards. Obviously, 98 coming on that just about the last play of the first half. So 12 rushing attempts, 195 yards for Mayfield. In the passing department, Stinson is 10 of 14 for 170 yards. So here at halftime, Mayfield with 365 yards of total offense, and the Tigers with 185, just about a 2-to-1 ratio here in the amount of yards gained by Mayfield over the Tigers of Caldwell County. Caldwell County moving the ball fairly well, but just not being able to capitalize on a couple short yardage situations, and Mayfield really spreading us out with a quality array of wide receivers, and then enough quick backs to gash us, which happened on that 98-yard run. Got outside the end, and we had a one attempt probably at the midfield mark, but he didn't pull away, but our diving attempt missed, and so that was the attempt to bring down Kate or the Galbraith on that run. So, Dennis, you're right. We have our work cut out for us. Mayfield gets the ball to start the third quarter, and this could easily turn into a running clock here. Well, I think 36 takes.
36, yes.
Unless they go for a 2-point conversion, we're down 28 right now at halftime. So, Tigers obviously with their back to the wall here, coming out to start the second half, and we're normally around 6 minutes and 50 seconds away from play commencing. They bring them out and then give them 3 more minutes. So we basically 10 more minutes before we'll kick off the second half.
Thank you, Bob, for those. Of course, stats brought to you by Pollyeyes Pizza of Princeton. We appreciate Dynamite and the crew and everything they do. More than just great pizza. You've got sandwiches, you've got pastas, salads, all kinds of things. So, so well known around here. People come from different states just to eat at Pollyeyes. So we appreciate Mike and the guys being a part of Tiger football this season. Caldwell County Band of Pride on the field right now. Let's take it down with Todd Griffin for some of the sounds from the band, and then Todd will have his remarks here at halftime as Caldwell trails 35-7. Take her away, Todd.
Caldwell County Band performing here at halftime at Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County down to Mayfield 35-7 at the break. Hall of Fame night here at Tiger Stadium. Still a big night, even though a little lopsided on the scoreboard right now. Joined by Gary Goodacre down here on the sideline. And Gary, again, congratulations on the Hall of Fame induction.
Thank you. It's wonderful. And we were commenting on the field how wonderful it was that so many people stayed in the stands and honored us. It was really nice. I appreciate the support from the community, and I think all of the other Hall of Fame inductees do as well.
As far as the game goes, the Tigers having a tough time stopping Mayfield. Mayfield is ranked number 2 in the state for a reason. Caldwell offense, though, showing some promise at times, being able to move the ball a little bit, but just can't seem to get off the field on defense.
Yes, the possessions that were early, we moved the ball well, got a touchdown, went for it on 4th down. One of the plays I thought we had the line to gain, was not spotted such, but we did move the ball. But in the end, Stinson's got a very accurate arm and probably the strongest arm I think we've seen of our opponents so far at quarterback, and their receivers get to their spots and they break tackles. That's the thing. Very few times did we actually get the guy down the first hit, and that's critical. If we can stop them at the point of catch, maybe we can get something going. But when they get yards after catch, it's going to be very hard to make any headway.
Again, Mayfield up 35-7 on Hall of Fame night here at Tiger Stadium. That's the scene from the sideline, guys. Back up to the press box to Bob and Dennis.
All right, thank you, Todd, for that report down there. And congratulations again, Gary, on a well-deserved induction, both of you guys. The game attended streaks for both of you. So impressive up to this point. So both deserving of that Hall of Fame nod, and we congratulate you both being in that elite group. A minute 25 before we get this one kicked off. Of course, like Bob said, they'll probably add about 3 minutes back to it. Great performance by the Caldwell County Band of Pride this season, Bob. The Titanic theme, the music is great. I love the music. The props are good. I like how they march on the band. Not the biggest band in the history of Caldwell County back from the Marching 100 days, but the kids that are out there are doing an amazing job, and we sure like getting them on the air here on WPKY, especially that field mic where you really get some of those big sounds from that band.
I think the future looks bright for the band. Dennis, I was out here last night at the middle school football game, the last 7th and 8th grade games of the year for the Tigers, and the middle school band was also out here playing, and probably there were 50 plus kids in that band. They were seated in the stands and played. So there's at least, I would say, 50 more kids in the band program. I'm not sure whether you march as a middle schooler in the main band, but they were playing nice last night, and always a treat to see. We're beginning to have always been renowned for our band performances. I think obviously we're back on the track back upward in that field as well. Good looking uniforms too, and kids really take a lot of pride in their performance.
The officials back out on the field. Both teams back out on the field also. We'll see if they put any time back on the clock. 3 minutes there, it goes up, Bob. In all reality, 35-7. You're against the number 2 team in 2A, a team that only has 1 loss, and that was against a big school, McCracken County. In fact, a stat that I read earlier in the week, Mayfield's last 98 home games, they are 96-2, and the 2 losses out of the last 98 are to McCracken County.
Pretty impressive record, would you say?
So, yeah, you can hang your hat on that one for a while. They're showing what they're made of tonight. We've found no way to stop them defensively. Stinson's had all day to throw back in the pocket. He's found some receivers. Taking up for our defensive backs a little bit. It's hard to cover that quality of receiver for 5, 6, 7 seconds, and Stinson's had time to sit back there and look the field over, and he's not going to be errant with many passes. The kid's got a rifle, and he's as accurate as anybody we've seen this season.
Again, 10 out of 14 here at halftime, and you know, one, we haven't seen anybody from our defensive line break through, and I'm not sure whether we've been rushing any linebackers or not. We may be trying to drop linebackers back to pick up some of the short zone coverage, but he's got receivers that are running out 25, 30-yard patterns, and and really running away from us.
Yeah,
and
he's got plenty of time to let them run it.
And he's got the ability to lay that ball right out there in their hands, and he's done that tonight.
Yeah, the one to Diaz down here in the corner was just laid right on track. Diaz had about 3 steps on his defender and just right in the basket.
It's kind of like watching some of what we were doing with Sindelar and Shane Burns when we'd get our receivers out in space with 3 or 4 yards, and bingo, there would be the ball right over your shoulder.
I think that's the last win Caldwell County had over Mayfield was Sindelar back in, I think, 2013, the last time we beat Mayfield. So it's going to take a miraculous comeback here. Not to say that it can't be done, but 35-7, Mayfield's really showing what they're made of. And this makes all more important the game against Murray to see where we stack up against them because, Bob, that very well could be a 2-3 seed matchup unless something big happens here or Murray pulls the upset over Mayfield when they play here in a week or two.
It's a tight district, that's for sure. When you have 3 of the top 7 teams and 2A all throughout the state of Kentucky, you have to really be tough getting out of the pack here.
And your number 1 fan comes up and...
My granddaughter. I believe she's headed home.
15 seconds before we kick this one off. That's going to do it for the Little Caesars halftime report. We appreciate Brian and the guys sponsoring the halftime report this season here on Tiger Football. And, Bob, I didn't take the pizza on the road with us, like I said, but the Quattro is probably my new favorite Little Caesars pizza. That thing is pretty good. For $7, you got 4 different kinds of pizzas. It's like getting whatever you want on there.
Before this season ends, Dennis, you and I, maybe we can get Todd and John along. We're going to have to try that Quattro.
It's pretty good. I got to vouch for it now. So.
And that might be on a Friday or something like that prior to a game, maybe even at lunchtime.
And I'll tell you what, it's not on the ad for those guys. My granddaughter loves the cheesy bread. They'll tell them how many runs I make in the course of a month out to Little Caesars to get an order of cheesy bread. So we appreciate those guys being our halftime sponsors this season. Both teams back on the field. Mayfield won the toss tonight, deferred to the second half, so they will get first possession. And, Bob, it's not impossible right now, but if Mayfield were to go down and tack up another 8 points, it pretty much would be. Fielded at the 20. Lonzo Daniel finds some room across the 30, pushed out of bounds shy of the 40-yard line. Credit with the tackle goes to Max Ashley.
And, Dennis, I'd like to remind our fans that the third quarter is being brought to you by Cozy Living. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique under the ownership management of Pam and Hab Haberlock. Beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. They are your local U-Haul dealer. Stop in and see what they've got. Cozy Living, everything a home should be.
Ball spotted at the 38-yard line of Mayfield. They'll come out 2 receivers each side. Galbraith in the backfield with Stinson. They put 19 in motion instead. Handoff to Galbraith. Hits the line at the 40. Stopped after a gain of about 2. Mayfield hit a wall right there. In on that one. Big number 55, Drew Davis. Ben Holt also in on that one. Bob, Mayfield's gone down the field so much we've hardly talked about this defensive line for Caldwell County much tonight. Galbraith takes the handoff, finds the traffic thick as he gets up near the 43-yard line. Ben Holt and Drew Davis again.
42-yard, another 2-yard gain. I think maybe some halftime talk have inspired these the front 4 here.
Coming out with a little more fire on that defensive line in blue.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Empty backfield for Stinson. He sends 3 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. Stinson with time. Caldwell only rushing 3. Over the middle, complete at the 30-yard line. Bashir with the tackle, but a good catch by Tate Puckett, another senior. Bob, if we said anything about any other class for the receivers other than seniors, these kids have all been around a while. That was a good catch. He knew he was going to take a pop. Bashir laid the smack to him on the 30, but he held on. So a first down Mayfield at the Tiger 30-yard line. In motion, little pitch to number 19. He's going to be pulled down from behind. I think that's Ben Holt. We'll count that as a pass.
Mm-hmm.
And that was number 19, Diaz Perry.
I think they lost 2 yards on that pass.
Diaz had a big night tonight, but yeah, 2 yards backwards on that one. 2nd down and 12 coming up for the Cardinals. Was that Diaz Perry that made the reception?
Yes.
With the great pass from Stinson?
Yes. He's made two touchdown grabs from Stinson tonight.
Galbraith up to a slot receiver. Stinson is going to keep it himself, finds a hole up the middle across the 30, slides down near the 22-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 23. Shy of a first down. First keeper of the night for Stinson. Kid's done just about everything tonight except sell popcorn. He goes to the sideline to get the play. Kind of expect a little bit of Galbraith here. We'll see. Galbraith in the backfield. Only a 2-receiver set to the left. Extra tight end for Mayfield. Galbraith takes a handoff across the 20 and down near the 17-yard line, which will be enough for a first down. Well, we had so much going on at halftime, I forgot to even mention next week the last home game of the season for Caldwell County. Last regular season home game.
Fort Campbell Falcons.
So we do not go to base this season?
I guess no, we thank goodness we don't. I think the play clocks are
stuck on 40. I guess
they're stuck.
Referees are making it on their own. Pass is complete, little swing pass to the right side to number 5, Alonzo Daniel. Gets down to about the 11-yard line. Short of a first down. We're going to mark him at the 10. 2nd and 3 coming up for Mayfield. 8:20 left to go in the third quarter. Single receiver each side. Hand off to Galbraith. He's hitting the backfield. Nice job by that Tiger line that time. First hit, I think, is Shaheen. He slowed him down for enough for a couple of teammates to get him as he tried to take it around the right end.
Probably no gain.
Ball back on the 10. Todd says they stopped using the play clock in the first quarter. Refs got it on the field. Some technical difficulties. We've had a little bit of difficulties on the scoreboard at times this season. Third down and 3 coming up.
There was a direct Wildcat pitch.
Not much on it.
Maybe to the 9.
That's what the side ref has called. The side judge over here marking it on the 9. 4th down. Of course, Mayfield's going to go for it at this point. Fourth and a short 3 for Mayfield coming up. Got the Wildcat formation heavy on the right side. Straight snap to number 2. He's hitting the backfield, shakes a tackler, and he's going to go in. I don't see any flags on the play. Touchdown Mayfield. That's number 2, Cade Neely. He was hitting the backfield, Bob. We had him stopped, actually for a loss. Shake that tackle and walked into the end zone from there. Kind of surprised that they aren't going for 2 here. Micah Haley to try the point after. Snap is down, kick is up, and it's good. So with 6:53 to go in the third quarter, it's Mayfield 42, Caldwell County 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
Shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy is a family-friendly environment that offers a wide range of classes to reach your fitness and well-being goals. Whether you're into yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, or weightlifting, Trilogy has something for the whole family. Family discounts available, and your first 2 weeks are free. Located in Princeton behind Cash Express. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County trails 42-7. Let's take it down to the field real quick with Todd Griffin.
I just wanted to point out a couple of minutes ago that Caldwell County and Mayfield here tonight. I saw a stat earlier this week that said Mayfield had not lost a district game in 10 years. Caldwell County had not lost a district game in 7 years. Of course, not looking good for the Tigers right now. And also, when you guys were talking earlier about Caldwell County's last win over Mayfield, that was 2013. It was 48-41, a big packed house here at Tiger Stadium. And, you know, what about the crowd tonight and Hall of Fame night? Big night at Tiger Stadium, even though the Tigers trailing on the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, thank you, Todd, for that. A big crowd here tonight for all the activities going on. It always is when Mayfield comes to town. Kick is bobbled, goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback for Caldwell County. And, yeah, Todd, back in the day, we've still got you on here. Back in the day, the Elijah Cinderlaw-led teams, you couldn't hardly find a seat here. The crowd got here between 5:30 and 6 for those games.
Oh, yeah, that was like a traveling circus back in the day. We used to talk about it. I remember we went up to Ohio County one night, couldn't figure out why the crowd was so big, thought it was homecoming or something going on. All the people said, hey, we're here to see this quarterback that Caldwell County has.
Mr. Football from Caldwell County, Elijah Sindelar, now at Purdue, of course. Tigers take over. Bashir with the handoff to Hollowell. Makes a cut. He's got some open field. He's across the 40, being chased from behind, across midfield, pulled down at the 39-yard line of Mayfield. So a big run, and that's got to be the quick cut of the game right there, Bob, as Hollowell wanted to take it outside, cut it back up the middle. Got some good blocking, and it's a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. Caldwell County at the Mayfield 39-yard line.
41-yard run that time by Derrick.
Bashir rolls right, looks down the field, throws. A lot of contact. This one's going to fall incomplete, I think. A lot of helmet to helmet, no flag on the play.
Is there a flag out at the 41?
I think it's somebody's towel.
Okay.
Pass is ruled incomplete. Some of the Tigers wanting the helmet to helmet contact call, but 2nd and 10 is going to be the situation from the Mayfield 39-yard line. Bob, are you surprised that they didn't go for the 2-point conversion?
Well, I was thinking about that. I think Mayfield wants to play some more football rather than maybe get their second squad members in.
Bashir on the keeper, goes around the left side. Not much there, picks up a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Tigers.
Marked at the...
Gave him 38-yard line. 3rd down and 9, Tigers. Empty backfield for Russ. 2 receivers to his right, 3 to his left. Van Hoosier and Branch, the near receivers. Bashir changing the play. Getting the call from Coach Will Barnes on the sideline. And a timeout is called on the field. See if that's Mayfield or Caldwell. It is Mayfield calling the timeout. 5:45 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Mayfield 42, Caldwell 7. Back in 30 seconds on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Health First Community Health Center, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Josh Cook, Modern Woodman, K.E.'s Kitchen, Kentucky Homes Realty, Fraternal Financial, Penny Royal District Health Department, Raider Auction Company, The Joshua Tree, and by Penny Royal Home Medical. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium out of the timeout. Caldwell County is facing 3rd down and 9. Bashir out of the shotguns, got Hollowell to his left. 2 receivers each way. Bashir drops back, swings it out to Hollowell, complete. Hollowell turns up the field, fighting as hard as he can. Whistle blows. I think they're going to give him up to about the 37-yard line, and that's it, Bob. Pass a little bit low. He reached down and got it. By the time he looked up, had a couple of white jerseys on him. So it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th and 7 for the Tigers. At home next week against Fort Campbell, then we end the season with 2 road games, 2 Murray and 2 Trigg County before the playoffs start. Hard to believe we're this far in the season. Trip set to the right. Bashir over the middle. In and out of the hands of Tate Van Hoosier. Bashir tried to thread a needle in double coverage. And the incompletion gives it over to Mayfield with 5:02 left to go in the third quarter. We'll see if a lot of starters are back in for Mayfield. As this one well in hand for the Cardinals, as it looks like they'll move to 6-1 on the season. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Stinson drops back. He's got time. Over the middle, incomplete. And the only reason that incomplete because the pass was right at the feet of number 19, Diaz Perry. Really the first bad throw we've seen out of Stinson so far tonight. But still, Bob, we didn't count the seconds off, but a lot of time back there for Jaden Stinson.
Probably at least 6-7 seconds. And the receiver was wide open. It was just a poorly thrown pass.
So 2nd down and 10 coming up for Mayfield. And to their credit, a lot of the Caldwell faithful still on hand tonight. Huge crowd to open this game. Up the middle, 1st down and more for Galbraith. He gets across midfield. In on the tackle is number 30, Max Ashley, but a big gain for Galbraith as he gets into Tiger territory at the 48-yard line. Russ Bashir also in on the tackle with Ashley. So 1st and 10 Mayfield. Two receivers each way. Galbraith goes out of the game for this play. Stinson fakes a handoff. Complete on a slant route. Number 17 on the reception, Tate Puckett, gets it down to the Tiger 30. Let's call it the 35-yard line. Nose almost touching the 35. So, Bob, once again, Mayfield on the move. Caldwell County's defense unable to stop them on any drive so far tonight. Two receivers each way. Perry, the near side receiver. And number 3 in the backfield, that's Trayvon Halliburton. Stinson, quick hit in and out of the hands of number 17, Puckett. Pretty precision offense by the Mayfield team. You got to tip your hat when it's due, and they have really played a good game tonight.
Really no mistakes at all on Mayfield's part, and you know, there have been no turnovers tonight, Dennis. So a well-played game. We're just outmanned a little bit.
2nd down and 10 coming up for the Cardinals. Incompletion stops the clock with 3:49. Stinson takes it, drops back. Had some pressure that time, intercepted. You talked about turnovers, intercepted by Caldwell County, still on his feet. I think that's Wells coming near side now, trying to turn the field up.
That's a
horse collar right there, if anybody wanted to call it. Stinson took a huge hit. I'm not sure if that was Van Hoosier that got him or not, but Stinson still bent over, walking off the field, but he felt that one.
It was legal and clean, and he just was throwing the ball and got hit as he was releasing the ball in his chest area.
Calls him to throw the ball high, and Wells comes up with the interception. Gives the ball to Caldwell County. And Bob, I'm just as shocked, no horse collar call, because we could see that one plainly from here. I'm sure the sideline giving it to the referee a little bit.
I hope so.
Bashir back on the field. Rolls on a keeper to the right. Tries to find a blocker. Gets up near the 45-yard line. And we'll see where they'll spot this one.
Spot at the 44.
44-yard line.
3-yard run.
We'll see if Stinson comes out for the next series because he took a whale of a hit. I wish I knew who that was. I know it was Van Hoosier checking on him after the play. Handoff up the middle of Hollowell. Gets down to about the 47-yard line. We followed the ball after it was thrown, trying to pick up the number on the interception. Todd is saying Drew was in made the hit on Stinson, but he really walked off the field, doubled over.
He felt that one. That is for sure.
2 receivers set each way with Hollowell in the backfield. Bashir looks over to Coach Will Barnes. 2:18 and counting left in the third quarter. Caldwell trails this one 42-7. He puts Hollowell on his right. Whistle blows. Flag's going to be against Caldwell County. Was that a?
I don't know.
Was that an ugly
delay or what?
I thought delay a game, but that was the ugliest version of the delay arm signal that I've seen, if that's what it was. So it goes against Caldwell County. Bashir picks up the low snap, gets it over to Branch. Branch breaks a tackle at the 40, gets out to about the 42-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down and long for the Tigers. And Branch is going to put this one away. Down 42-7 at this point would not surprise me with a fake punt just to see what happens. But Branch is going to kick it away. Good high kick. Hits at the 30, goes out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. So Mayfield only stopped on one possession tonight, that with an interception. Trying to see if we saw number 14 coming out. Not yet that I've seen. Still looking, Bob. Do you see a 14?
Not yet.
And it looks like taking the quarterback spot is going to be number 2, Cade Neely. Neely, a good athlete in his own right. Flag on the play before that one started. Neely, a senior also. Procedure call against Mayfield will back them up 5 yards. So 1st and 15, Cardinals. I'm not sure if the hit on Stinson is what's keeping him out of the ball game at this point, or if it's kind of realizing, hey, we have our starting quarterback getting hit like that, up 42-7 late in the third. So Neely in at quarterback. Hands off to Galbraith. Picks his way across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. No scoring for Caldwell County since the second drive of the night. Mayfield only stopped one time, that with a Barron Wells interception. Galbraith taking his time to get to the backfield along with Neely. Neely out of the shotgun, same system team as Caldwell County. Neely hands off to Galbraith, finds a hole on the left side, got some room around the end, gets across the 35 and pulled out of bounds by number 30, Max Ashley. But I think he got enough for a first, well enough for a first as he gets up to about the 38-yard line. 37-yard line is where we'll spot this one. So a first down, 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Neely's going to stay in at quarterback, gets the play from the sideline. 2 receivers each way. Neely keeps it himself, gets around the right side. He's got some room up across midfield. 40, 30. Bunch of Tigers over there, cuts it back. And finally hold him up near the 25-yard line. But Neely faked the handoff to Galbraith, reversed it around to the right side, and picked up a big chunk of yardage and another first down for Mayfield. Ball all the way down. Ball just inside the 25. We'll call it the 25. Clock stop while the chains move. Now it fires back up. 6 seconds to go. I don't think Mayfield's going to hurry to get a play off. And after 3 quarters of play, it's Mayfield 42 and Caldwell County 7. We'll be back for the 4th quarter in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Overwhelmed with decisions when it comes to building a new home? When it comes to heating and air, do you know your fuel and energy efficiency options? The different types of HVAC systems, manufacturer and dealer warranties, indoor filtration options. McGregor Group has over 30 years of industry experience and can help you simplify your heating and air conditioning decisions on new builds. Don't just settle. Be informed. Call the experts at McGregor Group today.
Back to Tiger Stadium as we get set for 4th quarter action. And, Bob, I'll let you tell them who's going to bring us this 4th quarter.
Oh, I'd be happy to, Dennis. The 4th quarter being brought to us tonight by Cozy Living, located out on Northfield Drive next to the bowling alley. Stop in and see Pam and Hab. Hab is your local U-Haul dealer here in Princeton. And stop and see what Pam has available for sale. Lots of things, a big store out there. Cozy Living, Interiors and Boutique, next to the bowling alley, as I mentioned. Everything a home should be.
And we love those guys. They've been with us a long time, and we sure appreciate them helping us bring you Tiger football each fall here on WPKY. It's going to be Neely staying in at quarterback here as we start the 4th quarter for Mayfield. Hand off to Galbraith up the middle. Stutter steps up across the 20 and down to about the 18-yard line. Very patient runner, Galbraith, Bob. He stopped at the line of scrimmage, picked his block up, found the hole, and got it down to the 18. Second down and 4 coming up for the Cardinals. 2 receivers set each side for Neely. Caldwell showed blitz with Van Hoosier. Neely looks to the sideline. Caldwell brings the pressure. It's Galbraith up to the 15-yard line. Ran opposite side of the blitz. Caldwell County was putting through with Van Hoosier. And Galbraith gets up limping on that left leg just a little bit. Ball spotted at the 15.
Should be enough, or is it going to be a little short?
I think it's short. And it's going to be the Wildcat formation, heavy side on the left side this time. Well, I guess it's a Wildcat since your regular quarterback's in there, but still heavy on that side, and they bowl it over the 15 down to about the 13. Spot's going to be on the 13. First down for Mayfield. 10:25 to go in the ball game. Caldwell trails this one 42-7. Tigers got to get off that mark because I didn't like that 35-point prediction out of the Paducah paper anyway, and I sure don't want it to live up.
I was just thinking about that, Dennis. Yeah, that's what the Paducah paper.
Even if we lose, it can't be 35. Neely hands off to number 11, nowhere from Marcasio Jackson.
In fact, he maybe lost it.
Looks like it. It's going to be spotted back at the 14-yard line. Mayfield taking their time on this one as Neely goes to the sideline to get the play. Stinson taken out of the ball game after the big hit by Drew Davis. Not sure if he was hurt on the play. I know he felt it. I don't know if there's any lingering injury from it or not. Neely takes a snap, looks over the middle, incomplete. Receiver ran into double coverage and just got stopped. So the incompletion stops the clock with 9:16 to go in the ball game. Third down. And I want to call it third down and 11, Bob. They're not really showing the yard loss on the sideline. Neely in the backfield with Halliburton. Swing pass incomplete. He was looking for number 7, James Top, for first receiver that they've thrown to tonight that's not a senior. Junior Top is incomplete. And that'll bring up fourth down. We'll see if they'll bring the field goal unit out. And it looks like they are bringing Micah Haley out. Let's see where they'll spot this one. It's going to be
marked at the
27-yard line, so a 37-yard attempt coming up for a Haley. Plenty of leg. We'll just see how accurate he is. Snap is back. Good snap. Down. Kick is up. And good. So with 9:04 left to go in the ball game, there will be a running clock from here out. 45-7 Mayfield. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You can follow Tiger Sports all season on yoursportsedge.com.
Formaldehyde, arsenic, benzene. I'm sure you've heard these words. We know nicotine is in a cigarette, but did you know formaldehyde is in cigarettes? That's an embalming fluid known to cause cancer. And arsenic, would you purposely take arsenic? If you smoke, you're exposed to all of these harmful chemicals and more. Your local health department can help you break the smoking habit. Find out more today at Quit Now Kentucky and at the Pennyrile District Health Department.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Mayfield with the field goal. And it's 45-7 as the Cardinals will take a big step in securing that district championship. Of course, the number 1 seed is almost assuredly advancing because you're going to play either Ballard County or Fort Campbell. Those two teams could conceivably go into action against each other winless. I know Ballard has Fulton City tonight, so there's a chance that they could pick up a win, but still, whoever gets the number 1 seed, whether it was Caldwell, Murray, or Mayfield, a heavy favorite in the first round of the playoffs.
And Dennis, when they touch this ball, we'll have the running clocks already started.
Squib kick up the middle. It's going to be fielded. I think that's Wells. Brings it up across the 25, 30. Still on his feet. Good hard run. Barron Wells out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Bashir will bring his crew back out. And Bob, you'd heard a lot of people say how good Mayfield was, saw the predictions out of some of the area reporters. I really did not think there would be a running clock in this ball game.
And likewise, Dennis.
Ball spotted at the 36. Caldwell County facing a running clock with just over 8 minutes to go in this ball game. Bob will have a conversation with Coach Wayne McGowan tomorrow morning on Saturday Morning Quarterback. Hope you'll join us for that just after 9 o'clock tomorrow. Bashir goes on a route down the far sideline. I think a little bit of confusion there, Bob, as both Branch and Van Hoosier looked like they were going to cut into the towards the middle of the field. Bashir threw it to the far sideline, nobody home. Incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10 for Caldwell County.
And there were 2 receivers in that area. Both of them were open.
Yeah, but both of them, neither one really going towards the sideline. It
right.
was the throw had plenty to get there. I think just a little confusion on the play of the receivers. Travion Samuel set to check into the ball game as Hollowell is going to come out. So Samuel in the backfield with a 2 receivers set each way. Travion takes the handoff, bulls his way up across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Also into the ball game, Clayton Wofford for Caldwell County. Third down, we'll give it third down at 8. I think he picked up a little bit more on the spot, 37-yard line. Jack Stevens also in the ball game for the Tigers, as Branch will come out of the ball game. Bashir takes a snap, drops back, and hits number 10. Good catch up across midfield. Clayton Wofford. Oh, Jack Stevens, I'm sorry. I thought that was number 10 on the reception. So my apologies. Jack Stevens on the catch into Mayfield territory at the 49-yard line.
Nice catch on that time by Jack into Mayfield territory.
You're going to have Wofford and Stevens on the far side, it looks like. Caldwell's going to change play. Wofford's going to stay in the slot. Snap is back. Handoff to Travion Samuel. Gets a great first step. Finally brought down up the field, but I think that's going to be a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. See where they'll spot this one down. 37-yard line. Nice run by Travion Samuel.
Travion with a 12-yard run there and looking like a little bull.
Yeah, he got a quick step.
Hard, yes.
If he gets going north and south and is able to get a step or two going on it, tough to bring down.
I thought we had mishandled the snap, but he just grabbed it and took off with it.
Yeah, I don't know if that was designed as one of those RPOs, but he was having none of it. He just took it, took off down the field, trip set to the left.
I've got this one, he said.
Dyer in at quarterback,
Don't
complete down the field. Number 10, Wofford, we will give him a reception now. Clayton Wofford with the reception from Gabe Dyer down to the 26-yard line. Another Lake Barkley CrossFit first down as reserves in on both sides of the football now as we are at 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game. 45-7 Mayfield. Wofford Stevens, far side. 2 receivers set to the near side. Handoff. Bob, you'll have to help me get a number on this one. Carnahan on the carry. Also in the ball game, Cannon Littlejohn, one of the receivers near side, and number 18, Leighton Hammett.
And they're marking it at the 24.
Call it the 24-yard line. On the carry by Jameis Carnahan.
On the pass that Jack Stevens called earlier, was that from Gabe or was that from Russ, you think? Gabe Dyer, two or three passes.
I think that was Gabe.
Gabe.
Dyer still in the quarterback, a low snap, picks it up, and he's going to say drop down to a knee to pick it up. Of course, in high school, that's all you have to do. You don't have to be touched. As soon as your knee hits, it's down. Ball spotted back to the 30-yard line. Third down and long for Caldwell County. We've got to get all the way up to, what was it, Bob, the 16?
Mm-hmm.
Pass to Jack was Russ, Todd said on the sideline.
On the one to Jack? Okay.
2 receivers each way. Gabe goes down, throws in and out of the hands of number 8 for Caldwell County, Aaron Ziobro. Of course, running clock with the more than a 36-point spread. Well, you noticed at different times this year in these running clocks, at times it's been Dyer in at quarterback on the second team. I think last week Jack Stevens got some time in down at Ballard County. Snap back to Dyer. Looks down the field. throws to the corner. This one's going to be overthrown, looking for Wofford. And the turnover on downs is going to give it over to Mayfield. So a surprising loss score-wise for Caldwell County. They came in the underdog, admittedly, but I don't think anybody really saw the spread being this much. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line for Mayfield. 1st and 10. Clock back in motion. New clean jerseys all around for Mayfield, as they'll wait till the as much as they can off the play clock. Snap is back. Number 24 finds a hole up the middle. He's got some room. Got one blocker down the field with him. Finally brought down at the Tiger 30-yard line. That was number 34 for Mayfield. Not showing a 34 on the roster, though. Maybe 24. Was it 24, maybe? Jatarius Starks.
But it's coming back.
Flag on the field in the backfield. Holding against Mayfield. .109 left in the ball game. Penalty's going to back Mayfield up and take away a nice run. Caldwell County will see the record fall to 5-2 on the season. As we near the end of this one, running clock now under a minute. Stay tuned for the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show coming up right after this one's over. We'll have a slew of awards. We'll talk to Todd, hopefully with a coach on the field, and get all the Poly-Eyes stats coming up on the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame report. Handoff again up the middle. That is number 24, Jatarius Starks. And that will probably, by the time they spot this one, take us down to the end. I'll be surprised if Mayfield will run another play.
I would say not.
And the officials taking their time spotting it, so this one will count down, I think. And the players are going to come off the field. That's going to be the final here tonight. Mayfield wins and wins convincingly. It was the Cardinals 45, the Tigers 7. We'll be back with the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show coming up in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
You're listening to Caldwell County Football on WPKY Princeton.
With First Southern Bank, your dream home may be closer than you think. At First Southern Bank, they believe that people matter, having spent over 35 years providing personalized service for real people from real people. Let their people work with you to get you in your dream home. Visit fsnb.net to learn more. First Southern Bank, Princeton. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 409424.
I got mine at Audubell.
I got mine at Audubell.
I got mine at Audubell.
I got my hearing aids at Audubell.
As a psychiatrist, I have to listen to my patients very well. And Audubell gave me my ears back.
And they've really changed my life.
I've been wearing hearing aids for 50 years, and Audubell is by far the best hearing aid.
I'm Donnie Baker, helping you hear well at Audubell.
Call Audubell for your free hearing test, 554-1900.
Everyone is so busy these days that finding time to do your banking can actually become a chore. Fredonia Valley Bank makes it our top priority to have your banking needs met with ease by the touch of your phone and online bill pay. Your banking experience will be fast and accurate with less time paying bills or having to make stops to do business. Talk to our tellers today and can sign up for online bill pay and internet banking for your convenience. Our tellers will gladly explain the different types of accounts we offer that would best fit your banking needs in today's world. Fredonia Valley Bank, 602 Cassidy Avenue in Fredonia, 226 Commerce Street in Eddyville, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Imagine this. It's late at night, it's cold and dark, and you have a flat tire. One never knows when old Bessie's gonna cause you problems. There's only one place to call, Wallace Towing and Recovery in Princeton. Wallace Towing and Recovery is a 24/7 towing and recovery service. You can count on Wallace Towing and Recovery to get you safe and back on the road or to a repair shop. Wallace Towing and Recovery will jumpstart your vehicle, change a tire, deliver gas, unlock a door, or haul to the garage or scrapyard. Wallace Towing and Recovery has you covered in Princeton and surrounding areas. Call Wallace Towing and Recovery. Check them out on Facebook, and when you need a tow or roadside help, call Wallace Towing and Recovery at 270-963-9081.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard to make you feel like part of the Woodall Agency family. Call me today at 365-5541.
Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouth-watering desserts, sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz.
Time for a recap of tonight's action. The WPKY Tiger postgame report is on the air.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. This is the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy is a family-friendly environment that offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals. Good luck, Tigers, from Trilogy Performance Sports. Bob's gathering up the game stats. We'll have those Polyeye stats here in just a little bit. I don't call it a disappointing game. Just Mayfield came out and proved why they're the number 2 team in 2A tonight, and why they're throwing for close to 300 yards a game. They went to the air early and often in this one, connecting on some pretty long passes, and it was all Mayfield after being 7-7 at one point. All Mayfield after that. Caldwell able to score on their second drive of the night, and that was about it. So Caldwell County moves to 5-2 on the season. Mayfield 6-1 now. Caldwell County has Fort Campbell at home next week, and that will be the final home regular season game here at Tiger Stadium. So hope we'll have a big crowd out for that one next week. I think we're ready to take it down to the sidelines now as Todd Griffin will have the coaches interviewed. Take it away, Todd.
All right, Dennis, thanks. We're down here with Tiger interim head coach Wayne McGowan, and Coach McGowan got off to a pretty decent start tonight, but just couldn't quite punch a few in there and got behind the chains a little bit, and just Mayfield's a pretty good team.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we did come out pretty good in the first half there, first drive or so. We needed to do something different. We were down here in decent field position on those fourth downs, and we were going to try to go for those things, try to make some plays, get some momentum swinging on our side. Give credit to Mayfield. They're a good football team, and we just didn't match their intensity at times. They have several athletes over there, so yeah, they're a good bunch of players over there.
But some good things tonight. Kickoff returns, I thought, worked really good for you, and at times the offense was able to move the football.
Oh yeah, I thought we moved the ball okay at times. The return game was good, I thought. Kids did a good job of getting on their blocks. It must have been getting on their blocks, so we were able to get up in there and get some pretty good positive yardage on the kickoff returns.
Tough to get Mayfield off the field, though. I mean, the Stinson kid's really good at quarterback, and he was able to find some people, and they've got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, they sure do. And in talking to people throughout the week a little bit, you tell people what you see on film or whatever, and and maybe sometimes people believe you, maybe they don't. But really good football team. It's an experienced team, a team over there. Have several seniors on the offensive, especially. and all those receivers to throw to. And there again, all those kids are capable of making plays from anywhere on the football field.
Kind of a tough spot that you haven't really been in this season. Had the loss at Hopkinsville, but I thought played pretty decently over there, and tonight played decently at times, but have to try to bounce back now with Fort Campbell coming up next week.
Exactly, and there again, it's it's our fall break next week, and that's discipline in itself. Am I going to get up and come to practice? Am I going to practice hard? And that's a different routine. I'm not at school all day and having to come out here. We're going to practice in the morning and get some work in, and just try to get that morning practice in, and give everybody a little chance to get the afternoon off a little bit, and maybe relax a little with your family a little bit in the afternoon and evening.
Great atmosphere here tonight, though, with the big crowd. Mayfield always brings a big crowd. It was Hall of Fame night. There's a bit of a chill in the air. It's almost football weather.
Yeah, it sure reminded you of football weather. Sure did. The weather was really, really nice. I think the induction ceremony went well from what I can tell. And there again, Mayfield did bring a good crowd, and we had a good crowd, I thought, as well. So there again, I just appreciate the support of our fans and our community and supporting these young men.
All right, we appreciate the time. Good luck next week.
All right, thanks, Todd.
That is Tiger interim head coach Wayne McGowan after the Tigers fall to Mayfield here tonight at Tiger Stadium. Still, though, guys, a great fun atmosphere here tonight. Tigers will try to get back at it next week against Fort Campbell.
Thank you, Todd, for that report with Coach McGowan. And you're right, he had a good-looking team early on in that first quarter. They drove down the field a couple of times, looked good, punched one in for the touchdown, had it 7-7 at one point. But that's as good as it was going to get the rest of the night as Mayfield pulls away for a big 45-7 win here at Tiger Stadium tonight. This is a Trilogy Performance Sports post-game show. We're going to have all the Poly-I stats coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
It's not too late to lease a residential, commercial, or agricultural propane tank, so you'll be prepared for this winter. Give Fortner Gas in Princeton a call today to get on their schedule now while prices are still low. If you are an existing Fortner Gas customer and refer a friend for a new tank installation, you'll receive 50 gallons of propane for free. Fortner LP Gas Company in Princeton, a locally owned family business since 1951.
This is Kathy Wynn, and I would like to invite you to come experience Farmers Bank. I have worked here for more than 25 years, and I love taking care of our customers. I have no doubt you'll enjoy banking with us, so come by and see me at our main office to set up your account. And don't worry if you have small children, bring them with you, because we've got a kids corner to keep them busy while we take care of you. Being customer, community, and employee-driven is what we're all about, so stop by and see us at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
What does your morning sound like?
Itsy bitsy spider, rock-a-bye baby.
She's finally asleep.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
And we are back to Tiger Stadium here on the Trilogy Performance Sports post-game show. Tonight, all Mayfield as they beat the Tigers 45-7. Bob, you just give me a wave whenever you're ready for these Poly-I stats of the game. Mostly Mayfield tonight as Caldwell County played hard early, but just too much talent spread out for Mayfield offensively with all those senior wide receivers. You had Galbraith in the backfield. You had Stinson until he went out of the game after that big hit by Drew Davis, just on target most of the night. So just too many weapons from Mayfield for Caldwell County to cover, and it shows on the scoreboard 45-7 Mayfield.
And one of the things, Dennis, I'm sure we were out-talented. I'm not going to debate that, but definitely they were faster and quicker. We had a